Hey, cuties. Sis, I was just about to message you. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's late. Where she is. Uh-oh. Got another window open. Hold on. All right. Sorry about that, but thank you, sis, for joining me. I know you are getting ready to get out the country. I like that in you. I'm counting down. Let's see. I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days, which is too long. But I hope you enjoy. If we don't talk again before you leave, let me go up and say my hellos. Thank you to all of you cuties that joined me. My apologies. I scheduled the live, then I rescheduled the live, and then I decided to go ahead and go live. I had to make a run. It was a good 40 minutes away. So I was driving and listening to PBE. Then I jumped in on Anthony's live. It's a lot going on. Hey, sis, Marita. I hope Blessy is here. I was able to see my Blessy's face today on Mel's live. What how they say it in the South, because somebody said that about me. What a doll baby. Blessy, you are so cute. I see why you after Chris Fletcher. You better leave that man alone, Bless. Let me say some hellos, guys. Hello, Liddell. First of all, thank you to the new member, T. Thank you so much for joining the Cutie Crew. Jesse Lewis, good evening. Demita Joe, Cutie Crew member, good evening. Fifi, Cutie Crew member. Olivia Shanko, good evening. Mary Kelly, Cutie Crew member. Evelyn Chambliss, good evening. Hey, Wildette, I miss you too. Thanks for joining me. Hey, Lizzie. Cutie Crew member, Wildette and Lizzie. Hey, sexy mama. Hello, Mary Kelly. I said hello to you. Okay, Mary Kelly. Sherry, good evening. Marita again. What's up, sis? Let's see. Annette, good evening. Demita, I think I got you. Good evening. Hey, B. Cutie Crew member, good evening. Trending is in the house. Hey, Trending. If you guys are not subscribed to Trending at some point, make sure to subscribe to her channel. She is a sweetheart, okay? All right, Doreen Hill, good evening. Sassy T from the 803 Sassy TV. Sassy, I'm going to need you to click the link. I need you to break down what you were saying in Anthony's chat about the prophetess or prophets or not. I don't believe in prophetesses, prophets, and all that good stuff. Yeah, I try to stay clear and stuff like that. But maybe you can let me know. Bless also said a word as far as not inviting that spirit. I'm going to touch on just a few points, but my little notebook, and let me grab that. I think I'm going to throw it out. Hold on, guys. Okie dokie. So yeah, I took notes on that chat, but thanks to Bless, I think I may steer clear. We shall see. Stay clear away from it. Hello, B. Cutie Crew member. Janice Walker, Cutie Crew member. All right, Dee Dee in the house. Hey, Dee Dee, Cutie Crew member. To the Cutie Crew, we are going live Friday for those that can join us. Normally we go live on Thursdays, but I needed to change it to Friday for this week. We will have a trivia game. Karma Girl, good evening, Cutie Crew member. Indian Wells, good evening. Gloria Chop, Cutie Crew member, good evening. Hey, Jacqueline P. Regina Ashby in the house. Maritha. Now, I heard something briefly about you have to, well, you'll tell me when you get up here. I hope everything is okay. I'm assuming that it is. You're in the chat. Tree W, good evening. April, good evening. Honesty. Oh, I love the way that's spelled. Not sure if that's your real name, but I like that. Hello, Mildred. Conversations and cocktails. Kelly S, good evening. Butterfly Kisses, Cutie Crew member. Tina Turner, Lisa Foster, Angela Jean. I'm getting down to the bottom, guys. There's my Blessy. Hey, Blessy. Blessy, you are so cute. Taffy. I'm assuming that's Taffy. Good evening. Girl, it's about time that I am able to see you on live. You sound beautiful. Mel, I love you and your style. Thank you, Margaret. Yeah, you guys have seen recent pics of me. I will go live one day. I am celebrating 1 year, July 6th on YouTube. And I plan to have, once I come back from my trip out the country, some type of little celebration, a non-monetized live music, all that good stuff. We shall see. But thank you, thank you. All right, PK Joe in the house. Elise B, good evening. All right, I'm getting down to the bottom. Lois Hardy, Cutie Crew member. Hey, Shirley Ann. My sis, Barbara Levy or Levy, Cutie Crew member. Good evening, good evening. All right. Cricket in the house. Hey, Cricket. Cutie Crew member. The review hour is in the house. Doc Kelly. Hey, Doc. Juan Davis, Cutie Crew member. Joyce Miles, Cutie Crew member. Janine, T-Talk with your girl is in the house. Tia P, that's Miss Ross. Keontae. Hey, Keontae, long time no see. Hope all is well with you. All right, guys, we got a couple more. You guys know I try to get down to the bottom. And then if I missed anyone so far, my apologies. And if I don't get to you, my apologies. Miss Linda, good evening. Butterfly Kisses, Cutie Crew member. Stephanie Bevy in the house, Cutie Crew member. All right, we got Kat, we got May May, we got Peggy Jones, we got Sherry G in the house. Sherry G is also, Sherry G, I love your voice too. Sherry G is a content creator. If you guys are not subscribed, make sure to subscribe to Sherry G. Hey, Mrs. P, Libra Diva, Gwen Davis, Cheryl Love, Pink Rose, JB, Jodeci. Hey, Jodeci. Patricia, good evening. Margaret, good evening. Sherry McLean, good evening. Miss Pia in the house. Hey, Miss Pia. All right, guys, we're getting down here. We're getting down. Esther Jones, good evening. Eumenia. Eumenia. I hope I'm saying it right. Good evening. Hey, Terry T, baby. Cutie Crew member. Annette, Bernita, Sylvia P, Cutie Crew member. Sis Zakia, Cutie Crew member. Tyra is up. OMG, Cutie Crew member. My Cutie Crew always represent. I appreciate. Let me not start with the thick tongue tonight. I appreciate you guys so much. Monica Taylor, good evening. All right, Gigi, Pink D, Patricia, Johnny Fritz. Hey, Johnny. Good evening. Stephanie, Miss Shar, Cutie Crew member. Debbie in the house. Hey, Debbie. Y'all know I love me some Debbie, baby. Ooh, I love me some Debbie. I love all you all, but Debbie lets loose air time, okay? Kendra, good evening. Shirley Ann, I think I got everybody. Claudia Beard, Nikayla, Classy K, Kame, Pinky the housewife. Hey, Pinky. You guys, Pinky is also a content creator. Make sure you subscribe to Pinky's channel. A subscription is free, guys. All right, we got Creole Girl. Good evening, Crystal Amos. Pretty Brown Eyes in the house. What's up, PBE? Sonia Martin, Inez. Oh, sorry. Pretty Brown Eyes is also a new content creator doing the damn thing. Over 1,000 subscribers in a couple days. If you guys are not subscribed to Pretty Brown Eyes, make sure you subscribe. Hello, Native One, Miss Bridget, Veronica. I'm down to the bottom. Scorpio 15. We got Classy Sassy giving you the 411. Hey, Classy. I am blessed. Pecan Pam, Simone Terrell in the house. Vi, Yo, Casino, Sherry Durton, Made in the Shade. Angela Jean, I think I got you, Angela. Rosa C, Carolyn Cheeks, Mecca Sweet, Priscilla, Elizabeth, Cutie Crew member, LaDawn, Cutie Crew member, Simone. All right, I got about 3-4 more people. Louisiana Chit, good evening. Ready for your takes on what's going on. I know you're going to keep it 100. I'm going to try. I'm going to say in advance, my name Wes. I ain't in no mess. There's a lot going on in the YouTube streets. You don't see none of this mess with them clear folks, y'all. We got to do better. Now and later, Mango. Now and later, have you been in my chat before? I always remember names. I don't think I've said that name before. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, guys. Vanessa, Karen, LaDawn, I said you. Leah's grandma. And I'm going to get started, guys. Tree W, thank you so much for the super sticker. Nikayla, thank you so much for joining the Cutie Crew. I keep telling you guys I got a lot coming as far as interactiveness with the Cutie Crew after the 6th of July. Yes, ma'am, I am blessed. Hotter than fish grease. Hotter than fish grease. Now, I don't know how I got the thick tongue tonight. I did just open it truly. I haven't even taken a sip. But I did just now. And yeah, guys, I really just wanted to come. Again, thank you. If I did not get to you, my apologies. Let me get my other device ready. I do have my sis Pink Diva in the house. Thank you again, sis, for being an amazing mod. I really, really appreciate you. Okay, guys, we got 600. Turn that down. We have 676 watching and 309 likes. Guys, please hit the like button for me. That way it will keep me in the algorithm. I think I'm going to force myself regardless. But yes, please click the like. Did I miss Hannah Grace? Hannah. Hey, Hannah. But yes, just really wanted to come on. I'm going to drop my link early, but I'll say a quick couple things. Like I said a couple minutes ago, I don't believe in prophesizing and all of that. And no offense to anyone that does. Not saying this is the case with the person that has come out, but for me and for things that's going on with people that I know as far as family and friends that has frequented or, you know, they're into that. A lot of them turned out to be false prophets. Now, again, I'm not saying that that's the case with this. For me, it was just a little, I don't know, a little disheartening, if you will. And that's why I asked, is loyalty still a thing? Whether you are prophesizing for me, whether you are a friend to me. You can be an associate to me. You could be a YouTube subscriber to me or a content creator to me. I'm not going to come out here and blast you. That's just me. It's just not that deep for me. And I felt like some of the things that she was saying was shade. Maybe that's a good word. Shade. And we do know that there was a connection with her and Mel. And look, I believe if you are working for God, God is never going to tell you, okay, since that relationship is no longer, or that friendship is no longer, now is the time for you to come out here and blast folks. You know what I mean? So I'm going to try to stay away from it. I'm not saying that she was blasting per se, but I think it was a lot said that you would really have to read between the lines. I'm hoping that there wasn't any personal information or conversations that was had between the two of them. I'm hoping that wasn't mixed in with all of that. Because if it was, then again, I think people will question you as a prophetess than Mel. Let me say this about Mel. I said this, had a conversation with someone yesterday that's very near and dear to me. Mel's support outweighs her non-supporters. So no matter what's said, it's really not going to make a splash. Not for people that really ride for Mel. I just don't get it. There's so much stuff that I come across on Facebook and all of that may be negative when it comes to Mel. And I don't see any content creators really reporting on it. Maybe one, two. 1, 2 is really not going to do anything against 1-200, So, and I said 1-200 on purpose. 100-200. So I think that her support, no matter what, has her covered. And we all know why I'll speak for myself, became supporters and a supporter of Mel. It was because of the treatment. Okay, that's for me. So even in this case, if it looks like it's bad treatment, I stand where I stand. Again, I just don't, and Sassy, like I said, I hope that you come up and join me, so you can let me know the difference. I don't want to offend anyone that believes in that. I just don't. God orders my steps. I don't want to know I know what's in my past. I don't want to know what's in my future. I find out day by day. So I don't need somebody to tell me, look, in 2025, this gonna happen. Or no, I'm good. My mother didn't believe in it. My mother went to church, was very active on all type of boards and this and that. My family, we grew up in the church, and I'm good. I'm covered. But I think that, again, and not even just when it comes to prophets or prophetesses, I don't know how to pluralize that. Same thing can be said to some pastors or preachers. So you have to pick wisely. You know what I mean? And again, for me, when things go wrong in any scenario, I ain't rocking with the blasting. I ain't rocking with, I told you guys this before. When it comes to YouTube, there is not one content creator that I dislike. Not one. And the reason why is because in most of the cases, I try to separate feelings. You know what I mean? Because, for instance, I can get real close to somebody, and let's say and I'm real active over there rocking with them and all of that. I rock with everybody. Let me say this real quick. I want everybody to focus on building up your platform, creating your content, and this is a blessing. It's not about money, but you can definitely make money. And I think that, just for me, that should be the end goal for everyone. I wouldn't care if it's $1. It's $1 more than you had yesterday. But when I started, I made it clear that I will never, ever go back and forth with a content creator. I don't want to go back and forth with subscribers. You guys know, and I don't even consider this a back and forth. It was just, and I don't want to touch on it again because it is what it is. It was just, look, everybody does have a right to freedom of speech. But when you're a content creator and you may set certain rules and guidelines for a particular live, and if somebody just say, F that, I'm going to do and say what I want, then that can cause issues. For me, it's not an issue, But yeah, I just hope that everybody will try to, I'm not even going to say that. Hey, do your thing like you want to do your thing. I'm not here to run anybody or really make suggestions or anything like that. I can only go by what I go by. I am totally against doxing. Totally. And look, I don't have a past. I don't have a record. I'm not interested in yours, but this is what I do know. If I come out here and I say whatever's going on, it may be people in my chat that's experiencing the same thing or that has went through similar circumstances. And for that reason, I stay away from stuff like that, but whatever floats everybody's boat. I believe I may have touched on, believe me, I have a whole list here, guys, of notes from that live. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep it Love and Marriage Huntsville related real quick. As far as Destiny coming back, that's been fodder for quite some time. Number one, I know she was, I'm not sure if she still is. She is still acknowledging Love and Marriage Huntsville on her Instagram page. Carlos has never come out and said that she's gone. It was told to me, and this may be a little tea, but it was told to me that she was experiencing some type of suspension to get to a point of sharing more. So I don't know if it's true or not. This is all alleged. But yeah, I never seen anyone officially say that she wasn't going to be on the show at all. So yeah, that was something that was put out there. Let's see, what else do I want to just I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. Let me see. Hold on, guys. I'm not gonna say that. See, Blessy, thank you. Bless, you a blessing. Because I was gonna come out here and I still may, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna drop my link. What else? There was a lot that was said that's been said. A couple things with Martell. Couple things that's already been out here, especially on the YouTube streets. But I'm gonna say this last little piece about Mel, and then I'm going to drop my link. And I said this about Mel and Miss Van. I mean, I'm sure you guys, if you haven't seen my Basement Billy Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs video when it comes to my defense of Miss Van against the Cuckoo Scott brother, that should be obvious of my support for Miss Van. When it comes to Mel, that's never going to change. I told you guys this before. Even when Mel was married, if Mel had decided to bring a man up in that house the way Martell was doing her, she would have had my support then. So, that's just where I stand. Now, we can come out here and create content, and if we say one little thing where, let's say, some subscribers may not understand the way we said something. Thanks, bro. Let me see if I can highlight it. Well, it's at the top. Hold on. Thank you, Anthony. You guys know Anthony is also a content creator. And let me find it in the chat, Anthony. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm scrolling. Why won't this show? Hold on, guys. I'm clicking on it here. But Anthony says, sending love and support. Okay, I'm going back down because I'm not understanding why I can't see this. Hold on. This is weird. All right, that's Nikila. It has to be under this. Hold on, Anthony. Maybe I wasn't at the bottom. All right, I see your comment. Okay, there we go. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super chat. Back to what I was saying about mail. You know, for instance, I put out a video maybe, I don't know, about a month ago. This was right after the Carson Blue stuff. And I felt like, my personal opinion, with everybody going back and forth at Carson and all of that, let's say it was hypothetically Mel was going to take this issue to court. And I got my fingers crossed that she is. Well, if we discredit her, and she's the one that came out and gave credit, a little additional piece to what Mel was saying, it just didn't sit right with me. Well, with that video came comments from a lot of the people that are still here. But I said that to say sometimes you can say something like that, people will look at it in their own way, and then they will start to question your integrity. When it comes to Mel, when it comes to Miss Van, ain't no questioning no integrity over here. That's just it. That's just all. I don't care who like it. It is what it is. I'm rocking and rolling with them until they are done with Love and Marriage Huntsville. So that's it. But let me get the link ready. Like I said, Sassy, I hope you here. Bless. You stopped me from coming out here saying a tad bit more and probably would have said it in a different way. So thank goodness I was over Anthony's and I saw what you said, because you're absolutely right. You don't want to usher in certain things. So I'm going to pin the link. You guys feel free to, hey, Bad Apple, I call you good Bad Apple. Cutie Crew member, cute. Bad Apple, cute. Pink Diva, if she was a true prophetess, she would have reached out to Mel directly if there was a message God, keyword, God, instructed her to give. Let the church say, amen. Okay. Somebody made a point on Anthony's live as well, and they asked during that whole spiel, was God mentioned at all? I'm gonna have to go back and watch it to see. Say, give me I need help. I don't want nobody, no demons, no nothing. Don't predict nothing. Hey, you don't know me. I don't care what you say. Okay, let me stop. Oh, child, let me stop.
Yeah, you got the right pitch up there. Child, clutching my pearls.
My goodness. But let me welcome everyone. Maritha, thank you, sis, for joining me. Blessy. Hey, Blessy.
Hey, my love.
Hi, Bless. You are so cute. I saw you on Mel's Live.
Thank you.
First, I was working while listening. I'm like, that voice. And then I looked up. I'm like, oh, my goodness. Blessy. I know your voice, accent, all of the above. But let me get everybody up, Bless. Gail Harris, thanks for joining me. You there, Gail?
I'm here, yes.
All right. Sassy TV from the 803.
Hey.
Sassy, how are you?
How are you? I'm good.
That's good. Okay, I got a couple more. We almost got a full house. We got, full house gone. And the last person clicked on, I wanted her up here, Debbie. Hold on, LaDawn.
Hey.
Hey, LaDawn. We got bro in the house. What up, though?
What's good?
Hey, Anthony.
Hey, Anthony.
Hey, everybody.
We got Hannah Grace in the house. Hey, Hannah.
Hey, and cuties and everyone.
Hey.
Hey, Hannah Grace.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, that was so sexy. Hi.
What's Pinky?
We got Pinky, the housewife. Hey, Pinky.
Hey, Miss Lady, how are you doing tonight?
Good, good. Thanks for asking. And last but certainly not least, we got Debbie in the house. Hey,
Hey, Debbie.
Hey, Debbie.
Hey,
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 Dale.
ladies.
Hi,
How
Debbie.
y'all doing?
oh my
We're
I
God,
hope
doing
you're
fine
feeling
over
better,
here.
Marita. I
Marita,
hope you're feeling
No.
better.
start with that. I do want to start with that. But first, I wish Renata was here to pray over this panel and chat. Okay, panel and chat. We're gonna try to keep it cute. Chit chat with QT. Don't want no demons coming through her chimney or none
Oh,
of
no.
that. Okay, I rebuke thee, holy water, all that good stuff. Okay,
Ooh.
but Marita, how are you? Now, heard through the grapevine that you were in the hospital.
Yeah, I had to go to the ER yesterday. My blood pressure was really elevated. It was like 205 over 105.
Oh my
And yeah, I was there for the majority of the morning until about 7:30.
God. Hmm.
Uh, I got a prescription, and I have to do my blood pressure 3 times. 3 times a day. My eating habits has to change. My daughter has a friend that's a how you say nutritionist.
Hmm.
Nutritionist.
Yeah, she's writing out a menu for me, and I just have to follow up with my primary care doctor, which I got a phone call from today.
Yeah.
So I have to stay calm,
Yeah.
be calm, you know. I just got to do what I got to do. I don't like having to do it, but I got my grandkids I want to see grow up. Especially my oldest granddaughter. I want to see what, God has in store for her. So I'm going to do what I have to do, not
Absolutely.
only for them, but for myself as well.
Yes, for you.
That's right. That's right. And I'll be
Amen.
praying for you too.
Yes, we all
Yes,
gonna
we
be
all
Mm-hmm.
be
praying
praying
for
for
you,
you.
Marita. I don't know if I
Oh,
shared
yeah.
here or shared in members only, but I too have high blood pressure. It's never been that high. So I'm glad you went to the hospital because that's like stroke territory.
Yeah, and I just kept putting it off and putting it off, and I said, well, Sunday it was really hurting really bad, and I just came and I laid down, and then Monday I said, well, if it hurts this bad tomorrow, I'll go tomorrow, and I was on my way to the hospital, and it stopped hurting. Then I started to turn around, and I said, well, it done stopped hurting. I'm good now,
Mm-hmm.
but I knew that I had to go because I had text my daughter, and I and I was, she called and she said, how you feeling? And I said, well, I'm on my way. I didn't want to tell her, but I said, okay, I got to tell her. So I told her,
Okay.
and that's when, okay, well, what they saying? Well, what you doing? Where you at? Do I need to get off work? And then I'm saying, she said, Ma, I know I'm getting on your nerves right now, uh, but just wait till the doctor come. And when the doctor comes, just let me speak to the doctor. Just put me on speakerphone. I say, you really kind of are getting on my nerves right now.
Well, that's what
So
That's what
that's
she's there for.
right. That's what she's for. So thank goodness she
Mm-hmm.
got you there. Thank goodness you're feeling better. And yeah, we get to a certain age where these things are things that we have to make of an importance. So you know what I mean as
Amen.
far as health. So I'm glad to see your face. I'm glad you here. Now, guys, where are we starting? I don't want to go into detail, like I said, about the um maybe we'll turn it into if you believe in things like that, things of that nature, like Martell says, or not. Can you let me know because you said something on Anthony's that stopped me, like I said, and Maritha, we definitely gonna swing back over to you at the bless. Um, can you give me a little history on that bless, or how do you think? Let's put it like this: how do you think people, content creators, should proceed when it comes to this stuff? You there, bless? Okay, we'll go back to bless. Maritha.
well, chit chat, I'm going to tell you, I do. And you must have a discerning spirit about the person who is saying that, because my pastor is one of those people. He don't tell you what's going to happen in the next 20, 30 years, the next 5 years, the next week. But what he do, he picks up on your spirit, and he lets you know, because he's done that to me. He could be in the middle of a sermon and or even finish with a sermon and a sit down and a get back up, and he'll say, come here, and he'll just say, you know what, your spirit is so unsettled right now, and he just pick up on your spirit that you're not the way that you should be. So I do believe in that, because the Bible do speak of those people. However, you have to have a discerning spirit to know who is who and what they're saying. Because see, sometimes people could give themselves titles as being a prophet or being I don't even want to try to say the word, because I'm going to have a thick tongue tonight trying to say it. Prophecies or whatever. I can't, so there it is. I put it out there. But, I do believe in it because the Bible speaks of that. And as I said earlier, you do have to have a discerning spirit about that, and when I heard, I just listened to a little bit of it, because when I was listening to it, I'm saying, who is this lady? What the hell is she talking about? Then I said, you know what? I'm not going to listen to any more of this, because what it felt like to me, it was just somebody talking about the show. Because see, nobody knows what the future holds but God. But God. See, because one day is 1,000 days for God. So when somebody, like, I don't even believe in the horoscopes or anything like that. And she just sounded like Miss Cleo. I don't know if I'm aging myself, but I don't know if anybody remember Miss Cleo. Call me now. That lady. So I believe in it. I believe in the prophecy, but I don't believe, and I'm not judging, and I'm not, but I'm just making a statement, and this is my opinion, and I'm just having an opinion on that. I don't believe she's one.
Gotcha.
Of God.
Gotcha. Yeah. Like I said, and I feel you. I'm with you, and thank you for saying that as far as discernment, because that's absolutely right. It's like those of us here on YouTube that can feel each other's spirit. You know what I mean? How we strike up this friendship or sisterhood and all of that. So that part I believe in. But like you said, I don't need to know. You're not gonna tell me what's gonna happen tomorrow, because I'm gonna be paranoid if it's not good. And no, we're not doing all that. But great points,
Chit,
Marita. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to speak out of turn. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I am
Oh,
gonna go to you, Sassy. You hold on, Gail, because Sassy, you said something as well, and I wanted you to clarify your thoughts and what you said.
well, the difference between prophecy and what you call it, I call it psychic. Psychic is a form of witchcraft, and I don't mean to offend anyone. There are a lot of people that believe in that, but a prophecy is just a confirmation. Okay, it is. I'm gonna do an example. An example of prophecy is, say, Chit Chat, you were fasting and praying to God, and you in the spirit, you praying in truth and in spirit. Nobody know what you're praying about. Nobody. Your soul is wrapped for answer. Okay.
Oh, where did she go?
Sassy.
Who, me?
Wait, hold on.
Hello?
She back. Yeah,
Hello?
you
Oh,
went.
okay.
Yeah, it went
Okay.
out and it dropped you down, but you back. Good.
All right now. Don't say. But go on, honey. Because say for instance, you're wrestling with something and you tell nobody. It's just between you and God. And you're praying constantly. And then say one day you're out and this one person says, I don't know what it is, but I'm drawn to tell you that, you're going to be all right. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but something just want me to tell you, you're going to be all right. Say 2 days later, you're at another place and somebody says, you start talking to someone. They say, I don't know why, but God want me to tell you it's going to be all right. And that's a confirmation. Anybody can prophesy at any time. Okay. All are called, but few are chosen. There will be many that come in his name, and there will be many that say, oh, Lord, Lord, didn't I prophesy in your name? And he's going to turn his back and say, I never knew you, because there are a lot of prophets that are fake, and fake prophets don't cause discord against the brethren.
Or they do.
This type of, they don't.
Oh,
they don't.
Fake prophets don't.
Prophets will not cause discord.
Okay, you said
because
okay.
Yeah. So if somebody is coming in and causing confusion, you best believe it's of the devil, because God is not the author of confusion. He is the author of truth. Okay. And if somebody claims to be a prophet, but yet puts down another person and turn around and do the opposite of what God says, that's an antichrist. Okay. Now, a person that claims to tell the future is a psychic.
Yeah.
What they do is they feed off your energy. Okay. They ask open-end questions, and then they get those answers through you. A lot of people don't believe that. But you have to have the discernment to understand who is who. I can be a total stranger. This has happened to me. I have had a wrestling and God and we had a talk, and I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work. And then somebody just come, what? They'll just start talking to me, and I'm like, what? Looking, because it's a confirmation. With this lady, I did not feel that. I did not discern that she was prophesying. I feel like she was more just giving content. Okay. I feel like don't use God for your advantage, and you're not truly living in his word, because you're gonna open up doors to you that are not gonna be favorable. And that's just how I feel. I feel like too many people are saying they know God, but do you really know God? Because God don't tear down people. He will turn you over to a reprobate mind. Yes, that means you believe so much in what you believe that after a while he loved you enough to let it go.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to question yourself. Am I doing what God tell me to do? I'm tearing down my brethren, my sisterin. I'm spreading stuff that I don't know if it's true. I'm trying to gain because I don't like a person. That's not of God. Okay. That's not of God. And I know people will like it. They don't like what I say, but truth is truth with me. And I'm going to speak it whether they like it or not. I feel like all this mess that's going on is a distraction. Okay. It's a distraction from what is really going on. To truth be told, this stuff has been going on since last year. This has been before Anthony. This came out with Maurice in that hit list. This has been going on for months, almost a year. I got the same information. I have spoke on it. Please do not. I told my subscribers, content creators, please do not get caught up in the chat with with people fussing with you. Delete them. And if it's not meant for me to get money from them, that's fine with me, because God is the supplier of all my needs. Right. So I'm not going to have that kind of mess on my channel. I'm like you, QT. I just don't like it. I'm too old for that. I see the BS. I can decipher from it. And I ask God to always give me great discernment when it comes to people.
Yeah.
And that mess that girl did today was not prophesying. That was just content.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
I
You
agree. And
know.
you know what? Thank you so much for breaking that down.
Hmm.
I've experienced that, and I believe things that people have said. If they say, "Look, I see," this, but I would have to have. It's like I would have to feel a certain way about them. I'm just not receptive to anybody and everybody telling
Hmm.
me anything. You know what I mean? But I get it, and
Yeah, and I understand that, and sometimes it's a complete stranger, and you want to know, okay, is this what you know? How would, because you had that constant prayerful life with God for a problem that you are going through, and you're seeking that answer, and all of a sudden, a complete stranger. It can be a writing, it can be anything, but God will get your attention. Sometimes it's not through people who love you, it's through a complete stranger. It's
Exactly.
through a child. A
Yep.
child can prophesize over you. Okay. That child can lay hands and say, Mommy, it's going to be all right. And they don't even know what's going on.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Because my youngest daughter did that to me one time. And I was just praying about a situation. And she came, she said, Mama, God said it's going to be all right. And I just
Yeah.
kind of looked at her funny, like, what?
mm,
You know, so
Mhm.
you have to be really discerning, and your heart has to be
Right.
right. And you have to want the Spirit of God to live in your heart, because
right,
whatever is in the heart, it will come out. And
mm,
God knows the heart. And people say, God knows my heart. I say, oh, yes, He does. He really knows your heart. He knows the evilness that's in your heart. He knows the goodness that's in your heart. Do you know your heart?
right, right.
So that's all I have to say. I just hate that everybody is doing all this bickering. Um,
This too
I
short.
know it's not going to be hard. Yeah, this too shall pass. I know that, this show has brought a lot of darkness out, and everybody likes who they like. I'm rocking with Mel, period. Okay. I'm like you, QT.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she had two affairs on that bald headed rascal.
Look.
So what? You
So
know,
what?
but Mel is a very patient person. She's very intuitive with God, and she listens for his voice. Okay. And she moves when she says to move. And people are very envious of that because they cannot figure it out. It's nothing to figure it out. It's God walking with her. It's God ordering her
Mhm.
steps.
Yep. Yep.
So if you don't know God, then that's on you. That means take your eye off of somebody else's blessing. Worry about your own blessing. Stay
Mm,
in your lane. Keep your eyes straight. Stop putting people's past in front of them, because that's why you don't have eyes in the back of your head, so you cannot see. Your past is your past. If I've forgiven me and God has forgiven me, that's all I need. I
that's
don't care if anybody bring it up. You can't hurt me no more, because God has forgiven me,
that's it.
and
That's
He's thrown it in the sea of forgiveness. So people need to stop, think, when they say they represent God, represent Him in the right way.
mm. Said
That's
it
And
right,
all.
Pastor Church played around and
baby.
let the church say amen and
Amen.
amen again. And
Around,
the church said amen.
around with a tambourine or something. I mean, that was a whole word.
I'm saying that was
Mm.
that was a word. That was a word. That was a word.
I
Thank you,
just want
Sassy.
everybody to understand that God don't cause discord. God is a God of love, and He has the love that God has is so deep, you guys, that I can't even understand. And I was telling people today, God meet people where they are. If
Yep.
He was, when Jesus was here, He wasn't with the rich. He was down in the gutters, trying to save to the uttermost. He meets people where they are. People are on all the rugs, and God will meet them. We can't judge them, because how you judge someone, you shall be judged by God. And it
Mm,
is
Yep.
not good. If you harsh at judging people, God gonna be harsh on you. So
Mm-hmm.
stop being so judgmental and
That's
start living
Bible.
your life and start helping and start praying for people if you feel as if they're not doing the right thing, you
Right.
know.
Right.
So
Great.
that's why I love being over here, because we always have great conversation. We always have a sisterhood over here. I love Miss Maritha and
Yeah.
everybody over here. And
Neighborhood.
it's just always a great time for me. And my discernment is always to I follow you, and a couple of other. I love everybody's point of view on everything. And
Yeah.
that's how we should be,
Yeah.
Right.
you know.
Right.
And you know what, Sassy? Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I stopped through your channel as well.
Mm-hmm.
Discernment is the key word. Discernment
Mm-hmm.
is the key word. And
Yes.
there may be people that say some things you may not like, but like you just said, or how does Andrew Caldwell say it?
Mm-hmm.
Who is me to judge, or whatever he said.
Right.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
Who me judge?
right, who is me to judge? But
Mini village. Yeah.
look, I'm gonna tell you guys real quick. The devil is sneaky because I can't even see a
Oh,
comment. I can't even see a comment past 7:20. Okay, now it's set. No, those are my comments. 7:21 p.m. I don't know if that's when I said I rebuked thee or what, but I can't see. I can't highlight. So maybe Anthony could tell me when he comes up. If anybody experienced this, how I can get this fixed. But Anthony has somewhere to go, so I'm gonna let Anthony talk next. Come on, bro.
I'm going to step down,
Okay.
QT, and because I have to go to work in the morning. So I just wanted to say what I want to say, because I feel like as Black content creators, we need to get together and,
Yeah.
and stop tearing each other down, because we can go a lot. This is a whole universe of money making, and
Oh
it doesn't mean that you just have to find your niche, and you have to find your target audience.
my. Right.
And I just want, I came on here, I'll be a year at the end of this month, and I didn't expect to have as many followers as I have, but
Mm-hmm.
God has blessed me with a great group of followers, and I have met so many people who have fed my soul on this channel,
Same.
because when I started, I was in a dark place,
Mm-hmm.
losing my brother, losing my other brother. My mom is by herself. It's just she and I. My dad has passed. So I was in a dark space, but then I come out of it, because I start feeling people start telling their experience.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so once
Yeah.
you start telling your experience, and once you start connecting to other people, the load gets lighter. The
Yeah,
burden gets lighter.
it
So
does.
I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate everyone. I just hope everyone just can get on one accord and do it for the greater good.
You're right,
Yes,
Sass.
you're
Let me
right.
say
Thank you.
my condolences to you, regarding your
Yeah,
dad and brother.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you, it was therapeutic for me when I started. Started
Mm,
for a reason. Some of my members know a tad bit, not everything. And yeah, this is what it's about when it comes to, and if people say you're not on you, I'm not on YouTube for money, but it's money
mm-mm.
to be made. So if you can come
Yeah,
up here and build a friendship, build a sisterhood, build a following, and I say it all the time. Subscribers are content creators as well. So I
yep.
get
Yeah.
I get from you guys what you guys get from me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what
Hmm.
it should be about. But thank you, Sassy. Let Anthony. Anthony has somewhere to go as well.
Okay.
Love me some you, Sassy. Hope you have a good
All
night.
right.
Bye bye,
You
Sassy.
too.
See you
Good
soon.
night,
Bye,
you guys.
Love
Sassy, and
you.
thank you
Bye
for the
bye.
Bye,
word.
You're
Sassy.
welcome. Bye
Make
Good
bye.
night.
sure you subscribe to Sassy guys in the chat. Make sure, Anthony, before you get started, bro,
Mm.
have your comments ever locked on you?
What I do is click on your URL and just refresh it. Everybody will still be up on a panel. It should allow you to get the comments there and everything back.
Okay, so just
Yeah,
refresh.
just refresh.
Ooh, child, I'm gonna do it right now. Okay, 1, 2, 3. It say reload.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She should be coming back on.
Let's pray that it's working. Ooh,
Mm.
Am I back?
I ain't got no
Yep.
you're
song for
back.
this,
I
Kaylin.
think.
Oh,
Are
all
your comments
right.
rolling? Or are they
Okay,
still locked?
Anthony, and it worked.
It did. Cool.
It worked. It worked. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony.
You are so welcome. Now, I do believe in prophets, okay? But I want to talk about a movie first. I don't know if everyone's seen the Harriet Tubman movie, Harriet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There was a scene where when Harriet went back, I think when she went back to get her sister and her niece and nephew, that you remember there was supposed to be a guy that was supposed to lead them to a different direction so they
Yeah.
could basically assassinate them, right?
Yeah.
But she stopped. And she was basically having a vision, and everyone was looking. And the one person was, I think, the dude that was supposed to lead them in the wrong direction. He asked the guy, like, "What is she doing?" And the guy said, "She's getting a vision from God." And when she snapped out of it, she said, "God told us not." She said, "God told me not to lead y'all this way. We need to walk through the river." And so he wasn't a believer until he saw it with his own eyes, because he knew what he was supposed to do. And they all went across their river, and then they made it to where they were supposed to go to. With that being said, I will never forget this day. I was at my great grandmother's house, right? And she was in her room taking a nap. And I know some people may say, like, hey, this is not about being a psycho or anything. This is just from what I witnessed as a kid. I remember I was in the room watching television, and I felt the house shake. And they did it one time. And then I'm like going back to playing. I was like, okay, whatever. It did it again. So I'm like, hold on now. I got up and I walked out my room, and I literally was witnessing my great grandmother shake while she was asleep. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on. So, but every time she would shake, the house would shake. So I went up to my grandfather. I said, Granddad, I said something's wrong with Grandma. And so he got up. Keep in mind, I'm still feeling the house shake, okay? So he walked back there, and he basically told me, he said, whenever you see her do this, do not bother her. And he told me, he said, she's having a vision from God. So he didn't feel the house shake, but I did. Now, he did look at me a certain way because I told him that I felt it, okay? So later on that night, she basically, it was like 2:00 that morning, y'all. The house shaked so hard that it woke me up. Like it was a big shake. My great grandmother called her brother on the phone. Wow. And she said, God told me to tell you, if you don't get it together, he's gonna take you out. That's and she was like, oh girl, it's gonna be okay. I'm all right. He passed away that Saturday.
Oh my goodness.
So my grandfather told my grandmother that I felt the house when it shook or whatever. She didn't know that I was up and I heard the conversation. So the next day, I'm not going to explain the conversation that she had with me because I'm going to keep that dear with me and my great grandmother.
Yeah.
But the conversation was about God and visions. So, and I have seen it multiple times on different occasions, on different situations, and every last one of them have came true. And it's not about taking somebody out the world, anything like that, but it's like I have seen other things. So that's why I believe in it.
Yeah. And that's what this is about, to be educated. You know what I mean? Now, in that case, Anthony, would you consider that prophecy or spirits?
It's kind of hard because my thing is, if I can't say to be honest, I really wouldn't know what to say. What to say, because from what it was told to me, it's a vision that God gave me. Like that's what she would tell me. It's a vision that God just given me. Like she would dream about it.
Gotcha.
So I don't want to sit up here and say it's a spirit, because whatever God's telling you, I mean, you just take it as that. So
that's true.
It's hard to say. For example, I shared with you all how my father passed away. And if you, like I said, you are not familiar with the story, I told you he had dementia, but he came back to his normal self. And that's what they told me in the hospital. My mom and them told me. And when he was laying down, he was like, she was asking, who are you talking to? And he told my mom, like, you don't see your mama is right there in the corner. And then he said his sister that just passed away the same day a month ago that he passed, he said she's right there in the corner there talking to me. And literally 15, like, yeah, it was October 15th. Basically, he told my mother and said, hey, I just want you to know I'm not going home with you. And he said, I love you and I want you to take care of yourself. And she said that he told her he put some money away for her to put a tombstone somewhere for the person that raised him. And she literally went and found the money and put the tombstone where it was supposed to be.
Wow.
And when he went to sleep, like he died peacefully. But she said he said, I love you and take care of yourself. So I'm a firm believer that prophets are real. That God, I mean, we can never predict what God is going to do.
Yeah.
And who he's going to use. So I'm just a firm believer that I do believe in it.
Wow. That was deep, Anthony.
Yeah.
And like people are saying in the chat, you know, and as with anything, there's a false anything. So definitely false prophets. You know what I mean? That was deep, bro.
And can I just say something, QT? And when someone a real prophet, it's not to hurt you, it is not to harm you, it's to warn you.
Yeah.
Because God give us warnings all the time. And you can either adhere to that warning or you can continue to do what it is that you want to. And when Anthony was speaking about his the house shaking, it's just like when when Samuel, God called him and he said, yes, he go in there and say, yeah, you called me. Thinking that, someone else was calling him and the man was telling, he said, the next time you hear that voice, say, I'm here. Yes, Lord, I'm here. And God gives us visions, because it was one day I was watching on something on YouTube, and I said, you know what, I'm going to send this to the lady who's the head of the singles ministry. So I just kept saying, I'm going to send this to her. I'm going to send this to her. And I tell you, while I'm typing to send it to her, she sent the exact same thing to me. And the wording that she had was the same wording that I had. And I said, oh my God, this ain't nobody but God. And when I saw her in church Sunday, I said, girl, when you sent me that, I had got kind of scared. I said, because, I was thinking what you was thinking. And when like-minded people, people say, well, God know my heart. I know God, God ain't through with me yet. See, I don't say that no more. Yeah, God do know all of us because he's formed us, but the thing is, when people come and telling you something and people say, it's not you knowing God, do God know you?
Right. Deep. And I do want to let Anthony finish. But
I was done.
Oh, you were done. Okay, well, tell me your thoughts on this before you go, Anthony. Well, first, guys, let me refresh again. Lord, I shouldn't have never said nothing about that lady, child.
We ain't gonna even accept that.
Okay.
We're not gonna accept that.
It's stuck again. But Judith, I love you too. I'm gonna refresh. Pinky, thank you so much for the chat. Hold tight, guys. I'm doing it right now. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me click it.
Did we lose QT?
No, she's coming back. There you go.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
We
ma'am.
hear you.
Okay. All right. Before you go, Anthony, I know you have to go. Something happened to a family friend. She went up to a funeral home and she paid for her, plot and all that good stuff. headstone, everything. And a week later, she climbed up on top of her garage to retrieve an old shoe that had been there for years. Her husband could not understand it. And she passed. A slab of concrete or something, killed her. Do you think, like in that case, she knew that she was going to be leaving?
Hold on, say that again.
Okay. This was a family friend years ago.
Uh-huh.
A week before she passed, she went up to the family's funeral parlor that they use, funeral home.
Mm-hmm.
And she went in there and she paid. And this wasn't suicide. You know what I'm trying to say, what happened to her. She went in there and paid. She said how she wanted her service to be, blah, blah, blah. Well, the following week, for some reason, she wanted to retrieve this shoe that was on top of her garage. And when she did that, she fell and some type of concrete fell on her. But I only mentioned that to say, with her going in advance, do you think, it really has nothing to do with, prophecy or anything like that. But do you think that possibly, or do any of you guys possibly, she knew that her time was near? Because,
I think God told her, God had led her that way.
Yeah.
Not that she knew, but God knew it was coming for her time to be up, that she's leaving. So he probably, he put forth things for you to do, and you don't know why you're doing them. You just think it's your idea. But God is planning those for you, planning the way for you.
Yeah.
I guess when I listen to that, it's like, whose shoe was it?
We don't know. Her husband,
because
the husband knew that the shoe had been up there, but it wasn't bothering nobody. He didn't care.
But no storms knocked it off. No big storm or nothing blew it off.
See, it's like I feel like that situation is deeper than what it is. Like, there's a reason the shoe was up there. And I mean, was it malicious intent for the shoe to be up there for a reason? Somebody like try to do it to hurt someone? I mean, like, it's so many ways to look at that, but for her to actually go pay for the funeral and all of that, that's a little scary.
Yeah, and it wasn't, she didn't, off herself or anything. She didn't do this like on purpose or whatever. It's been weird, and I don't know why it just popped in my head when you were talking. But yeah, even her husband couldn't understand. Nobody.
That seemed like evil spirits to me. Just feel like you're being led by a bad spirit. Maybe you may be thinking that it's something good, but I mean, that's deep.
Yeah, we all have appointed time, and when our appointed time, because the Bible say no man knows the day, the minute, the hour, or the time. Yeah. When you're going to depart from this earth. However, there's a I believe, because I've heard people say that she knew it or he knew it. I don't know if they knew it, but it was just something, leading up to that. Just like the lady went climbing on top of the house. That was something that she knew the shoe was up there. The shoe been up there for eons probably. Yeah. But that was the particular way that God chose for her to depart this earth. So did she know that? I don't think she knew it going up there, but it was just, that was just, that's the way God timed it to be.
All right, Chit Chat, everybody on the panel, I want to tell y'all good night. I have to leave. Y'all have a great
night.
Good night.
Good night, Anthony.
Good night, Anthony.
Bye. And guys, before we get started, I don't know why that popped in my head. I'm gonna give you guys one other something that happened very personal. It was my dad, but my father, very healthy up until the day that he passed. But a couple weeks before he passed, we grew up in Methodist church. So Methodist churches, the pastors can be there with you for 10 years, and then they appoint someone else to the church. And so the church that when he and my mom joined the church, it was a particular pastor. And the pastor had been there, a little longer than normal, but that's who they joined under. By the time my father passed, at the time that he passed, hold on, PBE, At the time that he passed, the pastor hadn't been, the pastor of that church for, let's say, 40 years. Okay. Well, 2 weeks before he passed, I'm in where I live and he was back home and he kept saying, I need you to get Reverend so and so's number. I need you to find his number. And I'm like, okay, I didn't know why he was asking. I said, okay, Daddy, I'm gonna go look in Mama's stuff that I got of hers. I find it. And later, and then the next time we talk, did you find that number, girl? This is nothing that me and my father will ever talk about. Politics and all of that, mute for me, PBE. We talk politics, all that good stuff. So it's out of the ordinary. I didn't know why until after he passed. He died from a massive heart attack instantly. And, it was after, unfortunately, but I was able to, everybody knew when he passed, very, very well known. My dad did building in the church and all of that. But that pastor was there to eulogize him. So I actually told that story at my dad's service. So for me, that was kind of, I don't want to say spiritish. You guys can let me know the proper term I'm looking for, but it's like, in a sense, he didn't know he was leaving here, but with it being out of the ordinary, to me, God knew, and that's why he was asking.
Fantasia had song, and I'm trying to think. It's the song at the that she used for the Color Purple, and she talked about how now that she's older, her eyes see further. And so I believe that, and I'm a living witness. I'm double nickels, but they tell me I'm still a dime, so I'm gonna take that. And I see better than I did some 5 years ago, some 10 years ago. So the older I get, the better I see. And as it relates to him, we have intuition. And what I believe is that God gives us impressions on our intuition.
Yeah.
And he walked with God a long time. And you're talking about how long he actually walked with the Lord. And so the Lord could have been, get this number, call such and such. And every time he saw you, it was like, okay, well, the Lord, is letting me know I need to do X, Y, and Z. And so there are things the Lord speaks to us in a lot of different ways. I happen to be a minister of the gospel. I am a prophet of God, but I'm nobody's prophet. And what the Lord has let me know, prophecy is a word. Prophets have the word of God. And God always tells us, try the spirit by the word.
Spirit. Yep.
What you try the spirit by the word.
By the word.
And then those false things don't have a leg to stand on.
Yes.
But when you got the word of God in you, and I'm not saying that it's just going to be the logos. The logos is the written word of God, but there is a rhema word of God for which you guys have talked about a lot tonight. I don't believe that what's her name? And I'm just gonna say that Miss Cleo. I'll go with Miss Cleo. All that stuff she was given, because when I can trace it to the word, then it's just a word. Do you get what I'm saying? And we have to be careful about what we give weight to. And anything that God is speaking to us, we ain't got to be afraid of it. That's another lie and trick of the enemy. And so I want to encourage y'all, especially those of y'all who know God and walking with God. You ain't got to be scared about nothing he's saying to you. And I'm going to give an example of that. Now, you guys remember the donkey that talked in the Bible, right? Okay, so the prophet was going on his way, doing the will of God, but he got full of himself, right?
Yeah.
And God trying to talk to him, he's so full of himself, he can't hear God. So God had the donkey throw him, and then the donkey spoke to the man. But
He
God
hit the
didn't use
donkey.
God didn't use the donkey because he loved the donkey. He used the donkey because he loved the prophet. And so understand, men and women of God, that when God gives us a word, it ain't nothing we got to be scared of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if it's a word confirming something that he has already given you an impression concerning, you either respond to him in obedience or accept what it is that he is saying.
Yep.
But what that woman was doing, no, no, that
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
that's witchcraft.
It
And
was
somebody else, I'm sorry,
I said it was
somebody,
God. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
it was somebody else on here. They talked about, oh, that was sassy. Another thing as it relates to prophets, when you look at the prophets of God in scripture, they wasn't about the foolishness, and they wasn't for sale. It
Mm-hmm.
was a whole lot of people, once they saw the prophetic flowing and operating from a sent man or woman of God, they wanted to pay for it. But even when they offered to pay for it, you can't pay me for this, and you stand in that 10 toes down. You're not a hireling. I went and looked at the trip. Help me, God. I went and looked at Cleo's page,
Oh Lord,
and
LS, I
I
heard.
went and I went and looked at Cleo's page, and I did see something on there where she 30 minutes and 20 minutes and all of that other foolishness. And just listening to what she was saying, how she was saying it, God too busy, to be all in this Love and Marriage Huntsville show,
To give
that
you the
he done sent you to tell us what's gonna happen.
when we already
So,
see it.
who chat.
Yeah.
She got the
right.
script from Carlos Queen, child. Anyway, that was a
But
script.
okay, that's it, girl. And I just wanted to encourage y'all. We ain't gotta be afraid of what God is saying to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen. And
Amen.
I'm gonna
Amen.
put myself
Amen.
on mute.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.
You,
Amen.
but
Amen. Amen.
yes, this is a deep, deep live. I'm loving every bit of it. Everybody has been dropping gems. BLS, you just broke it down for me. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, this, like I said a few minutes ago, this is what, some things I may not understand, and then I can hear it from you guys, and I understand. So
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you for that, BLS. Yes,
Thank you for allowing me to speak, ladies. Thank
you
you.
are
You're
You're
All
welcome.
right.
welcome.
All right, next up we got Blessy. Blessy is back. After Bless, we are going to go to Gail Harris. And real quickly, let me say this: a lot of people, like I said, this is a heavy, a loaded live tonight, and I do see all of you all's comments as far as your loved ones that went on to glory prayers, and my condolences to everybody. Go ahead, Bless.
Hi and good night to everybody. I mean, I didn't hear everything that was going on because I was praying with somebody, but I heard with your dad chit chat. Um, and what I want to say with that is, God have ministering angels, and sometimes the Holy Spirit would minister to somebody, and they of themselves may not understand what it is and how it is. So hence the reason he has been, get the pastor number, because God know that the pastor had to eulogize him.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So that
Yeah.
is why your father was, behind you to get the pastor number. And with regards to what the woman said, I listened to the what she was saying, and I can stand up and say with bold assurance that everything that that woman said was a commentary.
Yeah.
That wasn't a prophecy from God.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lie from the pit of hell. All she did was a good, not even a great commentary, but a good commentary with some people giving her information with regards to Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Mhm.
Mm.
Anybody can call themselves a prophet, a prophetess, a priest.
Hold on, bless. Somebody eating some chips or something. Mute, please. It's a bag rumbling. Go ahead, Blessy.
Yeah, they can call themselves a priest, a pastor, a teacher. A lot of people want to use and call themselves things that, and they don't fully understand the spiritual realm and the spiritual ramification of it, and they use it. And the prophetess, I wanted to see, well, what this woman was prophesying. Had she come out and prophesy and say, well, God is going to take, bless every woman who watch this show and give them, who are in marriage and they're going through rough time with narcissistic husband, or husband who are going through with narcissistic wife, because God can use a show to minister to people, because God is God and the earth is his and the fullness thereof. So he can use anything and everyone. But what we have to understand, there is the word and there is the anointed word of God.
Yeah.
Anybody can say a word, but not everybody can say the anointed word of God.
Mm.
Anybody can stand up and go to oh God, please help me in the chat there, where you go to seminar school, how you call it there now. I'm just having,
Seminary.
Seminary.
yes, a seminary school.
Seminary.
And they go to school for 2 years and they come out and they know the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. But the question is, does God know them?
Mm. Does God
The
know
next the next thing, a lot of people, I'm not saying it, have sorcerers who would tell you what's going on in your life. And I'm not going to say that the sorcerer is wrong or they're not seeing this, because what a lot of us fail to realize, that God and the devil was created spiritual. He was good before he turned bad. So he know all the things of the spiritual realm that we don't know, and we are trying to know, because we are trying to be spiritual as God is spiritual.
it? Mm-hmm.
That is why he asks us to seek a discerning spirit, because there are
Mm-hmm.
so many different spirits that is roaming the earth. And that woman had a spirit of confusion today. When you call on me earlier on and you say you were going over, because I told Anthony, I said, please don't talk about it, because you understand what I'm saying. But when you say you coming over here, I said, you know what, I need to get in my closet, as I love this space, but I need to get in the closet, because to cover everybody that is in the chat and is on the panel, because we not wrestling against flesh and blood, but we wrestling against spiritual wickedness.
Mm.
God don't use things. The devil don't use things. He use people. God do not divide. Even though God have to chastise somebody, he chastise them in love, because God do chastise us. Because
Oh
he
yeah.
said in his word, I chastise those that I love.
Mm-hmm.
So God do chastise us. The Holy Spirit do minister unto us, because sometimes you might be going down the road, or you get up and you said, you know what, I'm going to go down to the supermarket. And for some reason, you can't find your car keys, you can't find your shoes, you can't find this, the phone ringing. Half an hour later, you still home and you get a phone call. Hey, there was a fire down the road, or there was an accident down the road. And you're like, but what the whole nose is this? That is what God was saving you from. And you quarreling, what makes my car came, this and that and the other. And you don't know that God was saving you from that.
Yeah.
We have to understand there is not everybody, chit chat, or to speak in your life.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have a good understanding of the word of God, if you don't have a good discerning of spirit, because I can come and say, as God forbid, covered under the blood, that I speak prosperity in your life, but I'm a demon.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? So that is why the Bible also said, let no man lay their hand on you suddenly, because there's something called transferring a spirit. And transferring a spirit don't only happen when I greet you, even on this medium here, because you are listening. People are listening, whether they're listening in the background. Transference of spirit can happen through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and you might pick up a demonic spirit, and all of a sudden your ever so loving dog start to bark, start to tear down everything, and you, what's wrong with Fluffy? Fluffy, what happened? You pick up a spirit and it entered the dog. Your child or your husband, these things, you spirit can follow and to transfer at any given time. That's why I tell my kids, I tell everybody that I know, the first thing you open your eye in the morning, you got to plead the blood. You
That's
got
right.
to plead the blood. You got to be grounded in the word. And right now we are in the days where the devil is on the pulpit.
Mhm.
The devil is walking the earth in human form. So
Mm-hmm.
you got to be
It
wise.
is.
Mm.
You
Do.
got
Woo,
to
bless.
be wise.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, thank you for that, bless. It's a lot I want to say back to you,
Amen.
but first let me just read a couple comments from Danielle Green. Danielle Green, first of all, everyone has a right to their opinions. And if I choose to question, that's my opinion. I'm not gonna get too much into this because I don't like to say, well, I got some tea or I got this or I got that. How do I want to say this?
Say it the way you feeling it.
I may
Amen.
Yeah.
not
We
say
can
it at
we can
all.
understand.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave that
Okay.
little part alone. But
Okay.
her motives don't match up with an allegiance. I'll put it like that. And I'm just gonna put it like that. For that.
Agreed.
Um and that's facts, okay? I'll go a little further. Motives and actions. All right. And that's my personal opinion, Danielle. But who are any of you to say what she is or is not? We don't know her, so we can't say it, but we can say what we feel. I'll just make it plain for you, Danielle. For me, your walk gotta match your talk. And if
Mm.
you're out here and you're saying things about someone that had a personal friendship with you and things went south, and now I'm going to say all of this in a way where if you're not paying close attention, you may not know what I'm saying or how I'm saying it. Let me share something with you guys. Let me check my let me check my text message. Hold on. Let me, because I don't know if anybody caught this. I don't know if this, and let me make sure. Hold on. I'm gonna email something to myself, but let me hold on, guys. And Danielle, you definitely have a right to your beliefs. I'm not saying that you don't, but everybody is not going to agree. People are going to question motives, and that's why I feel the way I feel. Because, like somebody else said, and I said it, I didn't hear God in any of it. I just didn't hear it. So again, for me personally, if the walk don't match the talk, it's a no for me. But
Hmm.
I'm going to email myself something real quick, guys. Give me 1 second. And I'm going to share a picture of something. Maybe it was today. I don't know if this was. Listen to me. Maybe this was today. Okay, I'll just. Well, let me see if it came through. Let me get out of this. While I'm waiting for that, let me go ahead and acknowledge a couple super chats, and then we are going to let Gracie speak. My apologies. Mrs. P, thank you so much for the super chat. You put this is for the collection plate. For all of the powerful words I received tonight. God was moving in this chat. God bless you all. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I think a lot of the words, okay, here it is, helped a lot of us. Now, I'm not sure if this was shared today or not. I should have asked. But let me open this up.
Expedia members save on travel.
That's not right. Uh-oh. Was that me?
How much we saving on travels?
Let me. Mm. Hold on, guys. I'm downloading. My goodness. This always happens when you have to. No, I'm not doing that. All right, let's go ahead to Gracie. Gracie, while I'm getting myself together over here, go ahead with your thoughts on anything that we've been discussing thus far. And I'll try to get this picture downloaded. You there, Gracie? Gracie? All right, we'll
I
come
think
back to
she might be
Gracie.
gone. Huh?
We'll come back to Gracie. Let's go to you, Hannah Grace.
Okay, how's it going? Chit chatting, everyone. I thought LaDon was next, but I'm glad you came to me.
All right.
Okay, yes,
Shoot, I go.
I totally agree that I don't think, in my opinion, she's not prophesying. She is giving her opinion like a lot of other people, and just because one of I know everyone heard one of the things she said was that someone was going to injure their leg or something, and she also said something about the past, the present, and the future. So I agree, and I don't know why she is doing this at this point, which it's her prerogative to do whatever she wants to do. But then we have to question the motive. And for me, I know the Bible does say something about your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. And that is basically giving encouraging words on behalf of God. And I think there's someone that's already gave us some examples of what they would consider a prophecy. Like when God gave Jonah the prophecy to go to Nineveh and tell the citizens there that he was getting ready that they needed to turn from their wicked ways, basically, and get it together, or the city gonna be destroyed. And Jonah decided to go in the opposite direction, and then he was swallowed up by the fish, and then he went and gave the word of God. That's what God told him to do. I don't see that in this situation. So, and again, I didn't go on her. I did go on her page, but then I didn't even feel like listening to that prophecy because I didn't feel that it was a prophecy.
Mm.
And I don't know what is your motivation? Why are you doing this? And have you any of your prophecies come to pass before? Because I think I saw something about proving, not proving, but trying, you know, the prophecy. But we can all give encouraging words. We could say, I think we're all prophets, actually, that we have the gift of prophecy. If you have the Holy Spirit, I say it like that. If you have the Spirit of God, that is one of the gifts. The fivefold ministry is prophecy. So I can tell you what God has impressed upon me. But for people that I don't know, I'm not just going to, I don't think God going to give me a prophecy for them, maybe for my children or, somewhere, friends or someone that I know. That's just what I'm getting and what I think. And I will tell, someone that I know, this is what God has impressed upon me. So whether that's a prophecy or not, I think so, because you can operate in that gift with the aid of the Holy Spirit. And that's all I want to say about that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Great point, Hannah. And for Danielle, she's no longer in the chat, but this isn't an attack on I forgot the name that she goes by. This isn't an attack on her. Again, everybody is not going to believe that. And I can say and you guys, I don't come out here and fluff. I don't come out here and say, oh, I got some tea, or oh, I got this. I can say with 100% certainty the motive before all of that was there. And I have not, let me make sure I say this, talked to Mel at all. Don't talk to Mel like that. So, and that's my personal opinion, and anybody else, you don't have to agree in the chat. But the reason why somebody, Pinky, that's you, please.
Yeah, I turned it off. It was my phone. I'm sorry. It went
Right.
off.
You guys know I'm a fair person. You can disagree. That's what we all here for.
Yeah.
Too. Hannah knows personally. I love a debate, but I just removed not a nan. One of y'all had a problem when you out of here. This not even what that's about. You do have a right to your opinion, but not coming up here saying I can't feel the way I feel, or Bless can't feel the way she feel, or BLS can't feel. That's not happening. If we got a problem with what she said, we got a problem with what she said. This is not blind loyalty to Mel. It's not blind. We can see. And in seeing, we see what's up. That's just it. That's all. Mama V, thank you so very much for the super chat, super sticker. I'm sorry. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Kayla Net, thank you so much for the super chat. Your channel is the truth, sis. Thank you. That means the world to me. And Mary Kelly, thank you so very much for your super chat. God is not the author of confusion.
Never was.
Never was. And
He never was.
And it seems like that's what that caused, confusion. You know what I mean? So nothing personal against her. Like I said, I just didn't like, my personal opinion, what was said, and I could care less about the show. If you can read between the lines, then you know what was being said. Some of it was said directly. I'll put one little piece out here. Trying to act like relationships and all. I'm not going to do that.
No, don't.
Yeah, because that Bless stopped me from that. When Bless said what she said on Anthony's panel, she stopped me from that. And, Mel got this. Mel got this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you know what else, Chit Chat? And I always say this. We're sitting back watching this. Mel is living this.
Mm-hmm.
And see, it's one thing to know God, but it's another thing when God know you.
Exactly.
And when you, just like Queen Bee said, when you go in your prayer closet, and your prayer closet ain't got to be a closet, because mine is the bathroom. I like to go I don't know why, but I like to go in the bathroom and talk to God in the shower. I feel clean. I feel closer to God when I'm clean. So that's where I go and turn the water on and have a conversation with God. So I feel like Mel has a conversation with God. She has a very direct path to God. And so when these attacks come against her, like this, Mel is getting ready to be elevated, because new levels, new devils. That's all that is.
Yeah.
Whenever you see somebody coming against Mel is in the pipeline getting ready to do something else. Mm-hmm. And see, darkness. These people are they say her soul is so dark. God don't bless no mess.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
God do not bless no mess. And as long as Mel continue to be, God say obedience is better than sacrifice. Mm-hmm. And when God say be still and shut your mouth, in Psalms 27 at the end of verse 14, he said be still. And then he said again with more word, be still
and know that
and know. Mm-hmm. And when God say be still, all you got to do is just be still, shut your mouth, and let God do what God gonna do. And see, that's what Mel doing. Not saying that this don't hurt her, don't bother her, but then when you know God and you got that relationship with God, and you know what, you cannot have peace with God until you have peace from God. Yeah. And Mel has that peace from God. And her happiness is not predicated on what's happening.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that. You could come against a person who got a mosquito could bite him, and they so full of God, that mosquito gonna start saying, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Mm-hmm. That is where Mel is right now. It not saying it don't bother her, and it might not, okay, it'll sting, and then after a while you put some peroxide or witch hazel on it and just rub it on there, and you don't feel that anymore. So that's how Mel. That's what I'm seeing with Mel. And when this lady came out today, I just, I said I had to shut that down because I stopped watching that because I say this here, this ain't a God right here, because see in Second Timothy it say study
To show thyself
to
approved.
show thyself. And when you study God's word
Right.
and you go in that Bible study and that Sunday school and get God's word, then you could know, this ain't of God. I'm backing away from this.
Mm-hmm.
Great points, Maritha. I think a lot of us backed away from it. And those that, into it, more power to you.
Yeah.
Real quickly, and we're going to Gail next. Gail
Yeah,
Harris.
can I say something quickly to
That
Hannah there?
quickly,
And
Bruce, because I got 5 more people that need to
yeah,
speak. Go
Hannah,
ahead.
when you talk about God not talking to you to talk to people outside of your family, God can talk to you, or somebody can be praying in
I know.
in China
Hmm.
for something and log on to this live, Hannah, and God give you the word to give to them.
Yeah. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Right, so I
Absolutely.
just want you, God would allow you to talk to stranger, because when I pray in the closet and in the bathroom and I walk the street, God here, it would take anybody for him to transfer the answer back. So that's it.
Oh yeah, and absolutely. I believe that we talk to each other and we all started as strangers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as I said earlier, we built up this friendship, relationship, sistership, brotherhood, all of that. So absolutely.
But I
Um,
think blessed with saying that, because I said that God would. I don't think He would give me the prophecy for a stranger. Is that
Yeah.
why you said that, blessed? So,
Yeah.
okay.
basically, yeah,
Yeah.
basically what I was saying, that may be a word of encouragement, not
Yes,
maybe a
he
prophecy.
could, and he
I see what
would,
you're
because
saying.
you might go to the supermarket tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
and the Holy Spirit tell you, tap that lady and tell her God got it.
Yeah.
Or just give that lady a hug,
Right.
or give that
Okay,
man
yeah,
a
that's true.
smile.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I received that. Mhm.
Okay,
Thank
my
you.
love.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Bless.
Yeah,
And
sorry.
Mimi, with 100% certainty, it is not Ariana Curry. All right, so that's all I'm gonna say on that part. Go ahead, Gail. Thanks for being patient, Gail. After Gail, we are going to Debbie. After Debbie, we got Pinky the housewife and Pretty Brown Eyes. You're gonna be after Pinky. I'm trying to go in order. Gail, are you there?
I'm here. I was just waiting for
Hey,
you to
Gail.
finish talking.
Hello.
Um, hey y'all. You know what?
Hello.
You guys, most of you guys said everything that I was going to say anyway, and I really, really enjoyed listening to, everybody's comments, because I heard a little bit of the prophecy. Well, Cleo earlier, and I even wrote like, "What the hell is this?" When I was listening to some of the stuff she said, because I grew up to the fact to where my pastor always said, "Be careful. Don't let everybody pray for you or over you, or don't,
Mm-hmm.
be careful of what people have to say." And Chit Chat, I wanted to tell you, when you were talking about the lady who paid for her funeral and
Mhm.
then got on top of the house or whatever. I think sometimes God, no, not sometimes, God does order your steps. He
Mhm.
may
Oh
have ordered
yes.
her steps because he knew she was going to get on top of that house and try to get the shoe. So I guess he figured, let me order her steps. My mother died when I was 15 years old, and when my mother was sick and I was asleep. And in my dream, I had a dream that I was at my graduation, and at my graduation, everyone was there, but it was this empty seat. And that empty seat was not, it was because my mother wasn't going to be there. And when I woke up that day, I, later on that day, my mom passed away. So I do think that God gives us signs and
Mm-hmm.
prepare us for, things that's going to come down the line or what's going to happen. And then I'm going to tell this quick story, and then I was going to tell you something else. Years ago, before I was married, my husband and I lived together before we were married. And I'm gonna say what my dad used to always say. We were shacking before we got married. And I would go to church every Sunday. And when I came into my marriage, I had a son. And one day we were coming home from church, and my son said, "Mom, you and Cedric live together." and y'all are not married. And the pastor said that is not right. So when your child check you, it's a problem. So
Mhm.
I started to prepare my exit because I wasn't going to ask somebody to marry me, and he obviously wasn't ready, so I wasn't going to do that. But just like Blessy, I think she said earlier, I just prayed about it. But I did. I had a friend who also prayed about the situation too. But I started preparing myself to exit because I wanted to be obedient to God's word. And I wasn't gonna. My son had already brought it up. My parents were bringing it up, so I had made this decision. Hey, I gotta go. I'm gonna honor God, and I'm gonna leave. But my husband, well, then he said that one day he got up and he said that he couldn't move, he couldn't do anything unless he asked me to marry him. He said that nothing he could do that day, he knew that he had to ask. And my friend who was praying for me saying, Gail, I think you're gonna, she said, I had this dream that you're gonna get married. He's gonna ask you to marry you for Christmas. He asked me to marry him for Christmas. I said all of that because all of that came through prayer. What this young lady was doing today, even about Mel and even the rest of the cast, was very dangerous to me. The stuff that she was putting out in the atmosphere. To me, there was nothing about prophecy. I have never heard a prophecy like the prophecy she was giving, not only about Mel, about all of them. And I clicked off too, Maritha. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna click off about this. But I wanted to say all of that. But then I wanted to say this too. Out of that, what I'm gonna say that came from the pit of hell, what she was doing today, I thank God for the women that's up here that's cleaning that up for the next person that will hear something like that and think that that could be true, and not knowing that, that, hey, this can't, some people could take that and think that, oh, she's a prophet, it could be true. And I just thank God for the people like Maritha, the people like Bless, and I don't know the lady that just got through talking, to say, hey, this is not right. This is not where this come from. That this is not what God said. This is not how He designed for us to hear His word. So out of all of this, because like I said, everybody said what I was gonna say earlier, but I just thank God for Chit Chat, for you allowing everybody to come on and say, hey, don't listen to that. This is not what God said. This is not the word of God, because everybody don't know the word of God. But listening to this and the people that's up here, it allows them to say, okay, that's not true, because now I know that I don't have to listen to what somebody said on YouTube, because her words were dangerous to me. And honestly, I know that you could get striked for a lot of things on what you say on YouTube. And I felt like that whole commentary should have been striked, because you don't know who's listening to something like that, and you don't know what people are going through in their lives to believe stuff like that. So I just wanted to just say that. That's all I had to say, because everybody else already said what I said. But I just thank God for this word tonight, for that crap that happened earlier today.
Thank you,
Thank
Gail.
you.
Thank you,
Mute,
hon.
sis. Mute for me, sis. Thank you, Gail, for that. You know what? To me, it was putting fear in the atmosphere.
Yes.
It was putting
And God is not the
fear in.
author. God doesn't, just like somebody said early, whenever God speaks to you, you will know when God is warning you, because
Yeah,
it's a sense of
Hmm.
peace. It's
yeah,
a comforting.
Yes, it
Even
is.
it's a comforting. Even I'm a mother of four, and I have three older boys. And let me tell you, I've stayed on my knees. And it's so many times where I'll go to them and say, don't do this. And they'll be like, Mom, it's only because of prayer. So yeah, I'm so glad, Chit Chat, that you decided to come on tonight. So the people that's in
I
the
know.
chat and the people that could hear that, hey, this is not of God. And then, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna stop running my mouth. Yesterday I heard the lady that was talking about Mel's she was saying a little bit about Mel's things she had over the weekend. And the young lady said how it was so genuine, and how she cried, and it was so
Mhm.
this and it was so that. I heard her, she was trying not to say, she said, oh my God, this was the real thing. She said, I started crying, and when Mel's song come out, y'all got to listen to the words. And that lets you know that whatever happened at that Mel's thing this weekend, that was designed by God, because this lady said everything about. And then today we get this.
Yep.
I was like,
That's
today we get
Yep.
this crap.
look, that's life. That's how it happened. But as long as you prayed up, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
you able to tackle and tackle things and go on. And that's what I see with Mel. That's what I've seen
yeah,
with Mel from the beginning. So
Yeah.
many
yeah,
people, so many things have tried to come against her. And I see her moving on,
Yeah.
conquering
yeah,
everything that's thrown her way. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Um, you
yeah.
know, like I said, nothing against the lady. I don't know her personally. Somebody just said in the chat, and that's a good point. Was she the lady that went and met with them? You guys remember? Goodness gracious, where is the comment? It was when they had the person to come meet with them. Was it? Did they go camping?
Oh
Oh, I
yeah.
remember that when
Yeah,
they
I
had
remember her
Tisha
too.
and
Yeah,
them
is
and they
it
had this
her?
Umi
Yeah, when
kind
they
of,
had that weekend, when they had that girls'
yeah.
weekend
Right. Was
camping thing. Yeah.
who
Yeah.
invited that person? Tisha invited that person, though, right?
No,
No, no,
I
I
think
Yeah,
thought
Mel
Mel.
Mel
did.
did.
Yeah.
Mel did.
No,
Destiny.
that was
Mel did.
Mel.
That was
It was
Destiny
Mel. I wonder if
organized
that was
that.
her.
Destiny organized that
Destiny
trip.
organized.
Yes.
Well, we
Okay.
know it wasn't right then.
Lord,
Well,
Destiny
if that
organized that trip.
if it
the
is that
Sherma.
same lady, yeah, if it was that lady, her, I do remember some time ago that Bondi Blue said something about that lady at an event that Mel had, and it wasn't anything good. I can't word for word say what
Hmm.
it was, and we don't know if it was her or not, but. It don't matter who she is. Whatever, it doesn't matter who she is. We don't, we heard what she said and she
Right.
said how she felt, but I thank God for us tonight, basically saying, hey, we're gonna just don't listen to all that. Don't invite this stuff into your life. This is not
Yeah.
who God is. God is not the spirit of fear. God is not the author of confusion and everything else. So, Chit Chat, I listen to you all day. Sometimes you be having me rolling at my desk. I'm just telling you.
I know.
Sometimes I need that break
Look,
dealing with them folks.
I keep telling you guys, God is still working on me, child. So y'all, when I let loose, just say a prayer for me, because I'm gonna let loose. That's how God designed me. So I'm gonna let loose. I came to let loose tonight, and bless stopped me all the way over
Thank
at
God.
Anthony Law. She didn't even know she stopped me. I mean, I wasn't gonna let loose, but it disturbed me. You know what I mean? Because I
Hmm.
think that, like I said, it's not blind following when it comes to male, but I think when we have a history that we can go back and see, okay, this person turned on it, this person turned on this
Yeah.
person. Now here it is. Somebody in the comments, it was Danielle who I blocked. She said y'all wasn't saying nothing when she said for every 5 demons, 5 blessings. Well, it looked like it's 6 now, Danielle. So
Oh, Jesus, thank you. We was trying to bust
Chit,
on the train.
chit chat.
Jesus.
Chit
it
chat. Can I
looked like
answer?
it's 6. Okay, so we're gonna change that number for every 6 demons,
Demons.
6 blessings. All right.
Can
But
I answer that statement by her?
what's
If you
that?
don't mind. Can I answer that statement to the one who just and not the one
Yes,
that said the 5 demons?
let me read this super chat real
After your
quick.
super chat. Okay.
Valerie, I don't think I read this. No, I didn't. All right. Valerie put, I needed this. Thank you, Chit Chat. And the panel, I wanted to go to bed, but could not stop listening. I was afraid that I would miss something that I needed to hear. Glad I
Oh.
stayed on.
Ooh.
Oh, and I'm glad you stayed
Oh.
Well,
on
bless
too.
your heart,
Yeah. Bless
Valerie.
your heart.
Yes, thank
Bless
you.
your heart, sweet.
I
I
know,
hope you got what you needed.
I know
Amen.
it's late for a lot of you, so we're gonna try to not go as long as we normally do. It's only 8:30 my time, so I could be talking and talking, and it's.
It's
But
okay. You're
It's
talking about
fine.
something.
yes, this
Oh,
is an
yes.
important one.
We
But
teaching, we fellowshipping.
that's right. That's right. Now I was going to drop two, but I forgot. Ladon, your picture. I don't know how I missed you, but Ladon is next because she was
Okay.
here after
Yes.
Ladon, Pinky, and after Pinky, Pretty Brown Eyes.
Okay.
Go
Okay.
ahead, Ladon.
Okay, well, I agree with everything all my sisters were saying, but I also couldn't watch the whole thing. I just couldn't. I just find it real funny that people can start going to church online or going on websites where you meet somebody in another country and he wants you to open an account and he got $1 billion check he wants you to deposit and he don't know you but he just trusts you with that. I'm real skeptical of people that just fall into that kind of trap. And I also felt like, from what I heard, that she wasn't saying nothing that we didn't already see or wasn't privy to or that we couldn't have put together ourselves because we're critical thinkers. Like somebody said, sometimes psychics can have leading questions or something like that. I just didn't take it as a psychic. I agree with Bless. I think it was just a commentary, and I just hope people do not feed into it and make it bigger than it is, because a lot of times things get blown out of proportion or for their own personal gain. I think it's a conquering divide. And I just think people need to be really careful on what they're listening to and who they're following or, anything like that, because it starts petty and then they make it and add on all this other stuff, and I don't like that. It causes too much confusion. And I respect people like you, Chit Chat, and Diana Rose, stuff like, you kind of women, because, you know, you allow people to have their voice, but you also don't allow the the negative seed to get planted, the confusion. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I like that because a lot of times people's conspiracy theories and personal feelings mixed with a bunch of other stuff can create a whole situation that
Mm,
is not.
mm, mm.
And we need to be grateful and humble that we have this platform to come together, to learn, to support each other, to lean on each other, to meet people and be able to talk, get people out their shells, listening to other people's. It's like a melting pot. You know what I mean? A melting pot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's enough room for everybody. And I just wish the hatefulness and jealousy and all that get taken out. That's
Yeah.
all.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for that, Ladon. You know how I feel about you as well. Um, and yeah, that's what it's about. I mean, what's the saying that a little popular saying? If it don't apply, let it fly. I
That's it.
We can say that when it comes to some of the content out here. If you watch somebody and it's not lined up to what you want to listen to and all that, to me, I'm just not gonna watch them. I'm
Time,
That's
not gonna
it.
talk
time to
about
go.
them. And I do feel
Mhm.
strongly when I say, like I said, as far as even content creators, I've seen and I know that I could look at a video that's something totally opposite from what I said in mine, which means that person didn't agree. I don't think it was directed at me. You know what I mean? But that
Hmm.
and I'm not gonna get back on here. Well, how dare you and this or that? No, I don't know
Mhm.
anybody personally. I don't know what they're dealing with in their lives, and I build my own personal YouTube ships, friendships, whatever we want to call them, based on my experience with the person. You know what I mean? So I
Hmm.
too hope that everybody can just get along, in the words of Rodney King. But thank you, LaDon. I appreciate that. Let's go to Pinky. After Pinky, we're going to Pretty Brown Eyes. And Bad Apple, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you guys for having me,
You BLS too. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
and thank you. I really agree with what is it, Ladon? Some of the things you were saying,
Mhm.
and just me. I haven't had a chance to watch it fully. at all. But I will. I will. Like I know most of the ladies already said they couldn't take it. They had to leave. That wasn't for them, and I understand. So I haven't watched it fully myself, just a second or two, but I will. But I do want to say that with that, from day one of Love and Marriage, Huntsville, Mel have always been the same. She have not changed. She is still walking in her truth. She is still walking. God has been leading her ever since because I've been watching the show. Everybody's always been attacking her, and she never attacked back. She always sit quiet or be within herself just to let it go. But and as for the prophet, um, I have had that situation happen to me, and I was just sitting here the whole time thinking, should I bring this up? Should I mention this? Because I had someone, a very, very close friend.
Mhm.
She called herself a prophet. She said she was, and I took her at face value at that. I never doubted her. I never said anything. But one day, and this is, I hardly ever tell people this story because when I do, they give, you know how people look at you sideways, like, oh, I don't believe that. And that, and I even had it with too many people. And but let me just tell you, a very close friend. I told her what happened one night, the night before, and she told me God would come to her before He come to me.
Mm.
Yeah, and and I and I was so upset. I had to go in my house, close my door. You know, she wasn't allowed back at my home again. Never again. I never spoke to her again. She would come to my home. I wouldn't open the door. She would call me. I would not answer. I mean, I took it hard. And I told my husband what happened when he got home because he was out of the country. I think he was in Japan, somewhere. I'm not sure, but he was out of the country. And w- one night, all the kids, and I just like the lady that clamped up on the roof, or
Mhm.
when people do things out of the ordinary for some unknown reason, um, it's almost like God is preparing them for something, you know, and they just, they're being prepared and they don't know they're being prepared. Uh, but my family I was at home with the kids by myself. I have, three babies, three kids. They're not babies anymore though, but my husband was out of the country and everybody in my house was sick with the flu, pneumonia or something, not pneumonia. I think it was a bad flu or something. All the kids were sick at the same time, except for me. My baby, the youngest one, which is my baby girl, I had her. Although everyone have their own room, they're all upstairs and I'm down. And you can't hear anybody throughout the house, unless you were pushed on the monitor, the intercom to get some, for the different areas, right? And it was about uh, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and baby girl was in the bed with me. The other two up in their rooms, and the weirdest thing, my husband had called me that in the middle of the night, like 2 or 3, because his time is daylight. So I answered the call. We hung up. Soon as I hung up the phone and put it on the nightstand, a big ball of light came to me. I could see it out of my curtains because it was see through, and it was coming down in my I'm on acreage, so it was coming down on the property and toward the house. And I'm just looking, and I could see it, so I got up, threw the cover back, and got up and went looked out, pulled the curtain back and looked out the window. And I don't want to say exactly what I said because it freaks people out when I say that, but soon as I looked at it, I was calling everything. Is this so and so? Is this? Or is this that? Oh, and then I was talking to myself. It wouldn't line in my backyard because it's too big to be in my yard. That's too big. Okay, so I go back and get in my bed, and I was just at peace. One of the ladies said something, when God comes to you, you're at peace, you're not fearful at all. I had no fear. And if anybody know me, you say boo, I run. I had no fear. For some reason, I wasn't afraid. I'm always afraid of everything. But I laid back in my bed. When I laid in my bed, the thing was inside the house then. And I had these big giant windows all across one side of the house where I saw that at. Big giant bay windows going all the way around. And it was inside over the window, a big ball of light.
I'm
And it
sorry.
started.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're gone. You're gone.
I don't
Oh,
think.
sorry. Oh, wait.
Okay, that's okay, Ludon. And I started talking to it. And every time I say the word, is that God? Are you trying to tell me something? That because I said it must be God because it can't be this. The things I know what I was saying, but don't want to say it because it freaks. I think that's why people don't believe me when I say because I was saying it's not an airplane, it's not this, it's not that. So now I said this must be God. Is that you, God, trying to talk to me? And every time I say the word God, it just get brighter and bigger, like little. It's like a star thing. It was just getting bigger and bigger, and it was moving across the wall over the windows. And every time I say, "Are you trying to tell me something?" And it just get brighter. And I was at so much peace. It was almost like God was trying to tell me, your kid's going to be just fine. Everybody's going to be fine. You're going to be fine. And I said, "Are you trying to tell me the kids are?" And I was asking questions. And every time I asked a question, it just get bigger and brighter and brighter. And I said, "Oh, okay. You're trying to tell me that everybody's going to be." And I'm almost like a joke, a comedian in my head. I, I don't know why, but I was thinking out loud, talking, and every time I say something, it gets bigger, and it went away just as quickly as it came, but it went away on the other side of my wall, just vanished. And I saw it when it vanished away, just went, and then I just laid back down. And I said, God trying to tell me something. God says it's going to be okay. And I slept like a baby that night. Woke up, all the kids was still sick, but they was getting better. Um, I told my best friend when she came over that day, and she looked at me and she told me, God would come to me before he come to you. The way she said it, and I wanted to know, what does she mean by that? I said, why would he come to you and not me? Oh, okay. And I took that so hard, and I told my husband what happened. My husband didn't believe me. I hate to say it, he did not believe me. He said he don't believe that.
Yeah.
And I held that over his head for years. And I still bring it up to him that uh what he said. And he always claimed he didn't say that, but I said, yes, you did, because I would not forget what you said. That's like, no. But
Right.
yeah, and I'm sorry I went on and on with that, but one thing most people don't realize, I can feel my kids, and I don't know whether that have something to do with, but I always have been able to feel my kids. They can be down the street, round the corner. My son broke his arm, the same wrist 3 times, and every time he broke his wrist, somebody, it's almost like somebody come to me and tell me, "Go." And I don't know why I'm jumping up, running out of the house. I'm running out of the house and just run in the same direction, and there he is, walking, screaming, holding his hand, and it's broken. The next year, it happened again. The next year, he broke the same wrist again 3 times in a row,
Mm.
every year. It it was the strangest thing every year, but he finally got it fixed. He got metals and pins in it. All the bones had to be taken out. Um, but my daughter, she felt and scarred up her entire face, and they was thinking she's going to have plastic surgery and stuff from skating, going downhill, and scarred the entire face up. And she was in high school. On the news, she was would be on the news every morning, uh, so she couldn't do the news. Is also she was writing for a newspaper in town, had her own column and everything, and she's in high school, so she couldn't do none of that for a while. But I felt her. She was we live in this area where all is like you have, if you come in, we see you. There's only one way in, one way out. And you have, and my house was the second one you pass. So when you come in, but she was way away from me, and it would take a while to walk there, right? I felt her, and I jumped in my car and met them, my three kids, and she was bloody all down.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, I always feel my kids. I tells my husband when at night, sometime, did someone wasn't that one of my I would call him by name, standing by the bed, and he said no. And I said, yeah, they were just in here talking. They just woke me up. No, wasn't nobody in here. And I get up and go to my kids' rooms, check on each room,
Mm-hmm.
and I put my hand on one of my daughters. There, she's burning up. I said, I told you. And she said, Mommy, I was calling you. And
Yeah,
I
and I'm
was
trying to
saying,
think of the name. There's a name for that. I can't think of what it is, but I know exactly what you're
I can
talking
feel
about.
them.
It
Yeah,
happens. Yeah, it happens with parents. It happens with twins. It happens with siblings. That's like my
yeah.
sister and I.
Premonition.
Premonitions.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
premonition.
what you call
That
it because
is
my
it.
son and I think alike. We can be s-
Right.
we can be far away from each other, and he'll say something, and it's like I just said
Yeah.
it. And
Mm-hmm.
he recently just went hit into a tree. What
Oh.
I would say it's back going on 2 months now, maybe 2 months. Hit on into a tree, uh, falling down a mountain on his bike because the gravel went away with him, and
Mhm.
he's been dealing with that for since then, right? In and out of the hospital and everything. But he had a helmet on. He slammed into the
Thank
tree.
goodness.
Yeah, and it's like I can feel him. Whenever something happens, I can feel him. He can call me and say, "Mom, we can feel each other," and it's the weirdest thing. And
Yeah.
we always laugh and talk about how we can feel each other. He when I'm sick, he normally takes he's the one that leads the charge in taking care of me because he can feel me. He knows what I feel and what I want to say and do.
Right. Premonition.
Yeah.
Premonition. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, I think a lot of us, my sister lives in Chicago, I'm in Arizona, and sometimes we will call each other at the same exact time. So, that's a good thing, in
Yeah.
a lot of cases.
Yeah. I've
So
been having that ever since I was a kid.
yeah.
People would see things and nobody else could see it. They would always have to go get my aunt, which is a
Oh,
nurse,
pretty
to give
brown
me
eyes.
something to calm down because I'd be telling them, you see them right there, right there. They're coming for you. They're in the
Right.
corner. But
Yeah.
nobody else can see them. And they could not, only way they can get me to go to sleep, they have to give me something to put me to sleep.
Oh
The
wow.
nurse would come over, my aunt, because I
Well,
tell them they're
ping,
right there. They're looking at me.
yeah.
I
And
still
Pinky,
don't
we
know
just
what it is today,
gonna
huh?
swing back around. We over two
Okay.
hours. I don't want to
Okay.
cut you off, but
Thank
I'm
you
definitely
so
gonna.
much,
Yeah, I'm
Chad.
gonna give you another chance to, but I want to let everybody else. It's
Thank
pretty
you.
late. It's going on. What is it? Midnight. Couple minutes.
Ooh.
So let's get to Pretty Brown Eyes. After Pretty Brown Eyes, Debbie had got kicked off. So Debbie, Bad Apple. I'm gonna put Debbie before you, and then we're gonna get to Bad Apple. Go ahead, Pretty Brown Eyes. Thanks for
Hey,
joining me. Real quickly, I'm sorry. Show Styles and Spirit is in the chat. Thank you for joining me. She's a content creator. Please make sure you are subscribed. Pretty Brown Eyes is a content creator as well. Any other content creators that I missed, drop down so we can acknowledge you. Go ahead, Pretty Brown Eyes.
all right. Hey, everybody.
Okay.
Hello.
Oh, okay. So to answer the trolls that are kind of in the chat,
Oh,
when they say,
wait.
no, 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 not like that, not like that, not like that,
Okay.
not like that. No, it's fine. Trust me.
Okay. No, I was just saying.
I'm just gonna offer an alternative theory
Mhm.
because they're saying that everybody was all hooping and hollering when Mel was when she said every demon five blessings. But what people have to understand is that the demons and the spirits that are in the people see what God has in store for you down the line. That's why they keep trying to fight her and the different people that's protecting her.
Mm.
And they can call what's going to happen to you. You know how like sometimes people say, "Well, you think you all of that," or "You look good. You make me sick. You look good. Or, you can just, you know what I mean? It's like it's an insult, but it's a compliment, underhanded. So in a way, it's like the demons are calling things out for her future that are promising. And it can look like it's a prophecy, if you will, but really that's just the demons that notice what is in her life. Like, say for instance, when the devil came to God about Job, God already knew he wanted to test Job. So he said, you consider Job, you can do anything but touch his life. And I said this before, the devil took everything away from Job. He took his children, he took his houses, he took everything. And that he even gave him bulls and made him ugly, but he never cursed God. And then what God did in turn was he rewarded everything back tenfold. So just because somebody says, okay, the scripture or this lady, it was okay for that, the demons know the scripture as well, and they know what plans God has for his people. That's why they try to stop it at every turn. Also, when in the Bible days, when it was Moses or Joseph said something, he said a dream. He told his dream and he explained it, right? And then they was like, they bought prophets to turn the staff, or it was Moses turned the staff into a snake. And then they had somebody that could do the same thing. So every time you see a person who says that they are of God, or somebody performing these miracles or giving these prophecies, it doesn't always necessarily mean that it's God, but it doesn't also mean that it's not necessarily a part of what is to come for her life. Not talking about that Martell stuff, but it just says, you got to count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience, but let that patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete and lacking in nothing. When have we seen Mel lack in anything? She has been tested, tried on every turn, but God has always made it a way for her to come out on top, and he gets the glory from that. What I seen that fake prophet is doing, allegedly, she was threatening people with God's word or with the future. And when the last live that she was on, that she got cut off from because she got so much heat from this one, from her first live, she was saying, talking about, the other person. And I was in the chat, and I was saying, this is not of God. God does not threaten.
Mm-hmm.
The fruits of the spirit is love and of peace. This is not love and peace. And she addressed me and she said, I'm not threatening anybody, but I'm going to do an eye for an eye.
Mm.
When have you ever heard, an eye for an eye?
Mm-mm.
When you're supposed to be speaking life over a person? She like pretty much sealed the deal with me as far as not being a true prophet from threatening the other YouTuber. And the threats and everything that she was saying, or supposedly prophecies, oh, you're going to go to court, somebody's going to break a leg, whether it's the past or the present. I don't know if y'all remember in season 1, Martell hurt his leg.
Yeah.
So we supposed to take a little bit of truth with some lies, and then we supposed to say, oh, this is the Bible, this is the facts. So basically you have to learn or know a true tree by the fruit that it bears. And it looks like the only person on that show whose tree is bearing good fruit is Melody. Everybody else is falling apart by the wayside. But
Yeah.
as long as she has the millimeters, or people that believe in her and people that's praying, and her mother and everything, and say when two are together, he is in the midst. So if one is going to run 1,000 and two can run 10,000, if the millimeters unite, we can hold the fort down and really, really continue to do what God wants us to do, not just for her, but in our own lives.
Mm,
Because what's happening is all of these distractions, like you get in the comments in the chat, that is just to distract you from whatever word was being put forth, and that's to throw you off of your thought process, so that that valuable word that you were getting ready to say won't be missed. But the good news about this chat, and that you're actually speaking out about God and his grace and blessings and so forth, is that God's word is not going to go back, is not going to come back void. So they may have came in your chat with intentions to disrupt it and to distract, but the word that has been preached from different people by quoting these scriptures is not gonna fall on deaf ears. It's gonna go out and do what it was said to do.
that's right. It definitely didn't work. You know what I mean? And real quickly though, it
Mhm.
was up to one point 1,100 people or so watching. Thank you guys so much. We're still over 1,000. Thank you. If you're watching from the bushes, please make sure to like the video. Tenacious T is a content creator. You guys subscribe to her channel. Tenacious, I'm gonna have to subscribe too, because this is the first time she said normally she's in the bushes. So thank you for dropping down. But great points, Pretty Brown Eyes. As with anything, no matter the type of live, we're gonna get those types in our comment sections. And
Mhm.
for me, I welcome differences of opinions. I really do. But when it comes to this, it was like the person was upset that some doubted what was put out here. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Because they just said the one good part, or the one part that
Yeah.
we agreed with. So we're supposed to take all of that.
No.
No, you can take, and you have to pray for discernment so that you
Yeah.
know that it's not right.
Yeah.
So.
And even when it comes to the show, whatever shall happen, we shall see. Those of us
Mhm.
that's watching, the ratings are continuing to slip, so it may not be a show. Who knows? But yeah, even with that, I will take what's put on that show when I watch it. Other than
Exactly.
that, I don't need to know. A lot of us feel like Marcia. Well, a lot of things that were said was things that's been said. Let me put it like that. So a lot of people feel like there's something that's going on when it comes to Marceau and Tisha and all of that. But again, time will tell. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
great points, Pretty Brown Eyes. I was in your live earlier as well, and I did hear some of the scriptures that you just mentioned. I for sure heard one, and I thank you for that. This is what we're here for. And what I'm here for, and what everybody that I would like in my chat and panel and all of that, just try to just get along. That's it. You know what I mean? We're
Yeah.
not gonna always agree. For me, I'm not even digging that deep. And I'm glad. Let me put it like this. I think with me saying that earlier on, when I started my channel a couple months later, and still currently, a lot of people don't bring me no mess in my DMs and all of that. They don't. And I'm
Mhm.
so grateful
Yeah.
of that. I'm not going to entertain it anyway, because that's going to put me in a predicament that I don't want to be in. Somebody put in the chat earlier, and it's so true, that there's like beefs or arguments or disagreements in majority of the sectors on YouTube. And I agree with that, but I must say this: the majority of those sectors are black, and that should tell you something. So if you can
Mhm.
make your content and go on about your business,
Exactly.
yeah,
I received that. I received that.
yeah, and I love me
Mhm.
some you. But Debbie,
Hey,
Debbie, oh Lord, bless.
ladies.
Okay, I just hit the cross on the screen, Debbie. Go ahead. Don't let loose too hard.
Hey, Debbie.
Hey, Deb.
Hello,
Hey,
Debbie.
Hannah.
Hey, Daddy.
I hope, Marita, I hope you feeling better. I've been praying for you. You know,
Amen.
I feel it,
Yes,
Debbie.
ma'am.
I feel it.
And bless you, a beautiful woman. I saw you on the live earlier. Beautiful.
Oh, serious?
Um,
Oh, snap.
yes, I was on Mills live. Now,
Oh,
yeah, I was on there. What I have to say about this, the first time I seen that lady, or heard that lady, she was on Mills live talking about 5 blessings and all of this. But the lady that I heard today sound different.
Hmm.
It was like it was two different people.
okay.
Okay.
It's the same person.
Prophetess are just human beings just like we are. And some people say they prophets, they probably haven't been called by God. To me, the lady was saying all that to get close to Mill, and she saw the blessings Mill was getting. Mill is a kindred spirit. She prayed. She had prayer warriors. This lady was feeding her, probably feeding her that stuff, or maybe it was true. I don't know. This is just my opinion. And somehow or another, she saw Mill growing, doing things, and she could have gotten jealous. Because
Mhm.
today, when she was on there talking, you could feel the bitterness, the rage, the envy all in her. But when she was on that live, she didn't have any of that. So that lets me to believe that was in her all the time. But on the first live, she had her mask on. And
Mm.
now that she's fell out with Mill, whatever it be, maybe Mill didn't invite her to the ceremony change dinner and she got upset. I don't know. This is just my opinion. But today, that envy in her, you can see that mask has came off and who she truly is, and she is not of God.
Mm. Mm.
Mm,
That's what
mm,
I see.
mm.
And
Mm.
the way she talked, I also saw how she talked to that content creator. That
Mm.
wasn't of God. God don't send people to talk to you with demons in them.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
that wasn't of God. That was a demon being fake, trying to say she was of God, but really was a demon all the time. That's the way I look at it. That's my opinion. And when I looked at that live she was on today, I couldn't wait till she got off. And she said she wasn't coming back on. And I said, thank you, Jesus. Please do not come back.
Mm.
Debbie, as always, you always drop the mic. Maybe that. Well, we got to drop the mic on YouTube. I was gonna say maybe I need to call you drop the mic, Debbie, because you do it every time. Yeah, it wasn't of God. I did see part of it. I was at my limit, honestly, but I did see part of the second live that she did in response to the content creator. And again, if I'm looking at someone that's saying they're a prophet, I didn't see that. I definitely didn't hear it in
Mhm.
either of the lives. There's people in the comment section saying that there were other lives. I don't know, but that's a good point that you just made, though. Since this happened after the name change ceremony, could it have been something? Could that have been? I wasn't invited, and I'm upset, and all of this. I will say this: she put in her stories and instead of me sharing it, I'm just going to say it. But she said she created the term. God bless you on your journey. And I'm on what you on. Now, when I first saw that, when it was sent to me, I just did a Google search. God bless you on your journey. It's there. It's been there. And people have
For
said
years.
for years. It's a lot of it. It'll say, "May God bless you on your journey." So I think a lot of us knew that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Right.
something that Mel applied to her life, and she wanted to make a merchandise based off of these wonderful.
Right.
I thought God said go merch because God told me to go in a couple situations. It
Right.
resonated with me. So if that resonates, somebody got something going on, TV, phone. If that resonates, um, hey, it is what it is. So when you said envy, Debbie, I saw that as well. Again, don't know her personally. And yeah, God bless her on her journey. You know what I mean? I just don't feel like you got to tear down someone in that manner, you know what I mean, that you had a personal relationship. Look, one could say content creators get out here and tear down people on the show. I'm tearing down what they put out. But if I was friends, personal friends with somebody, I'm not clicking on here and telling you guys what went on. What purpose would that serve? Either I'm
Yeah.
gonna continue that friendship or I'm gonna end it. Now I have said I've ended friendships before, you know what I mean? But
Hmm.
I'm not gonna get out here and blast somebody that I knew personally like that. When it comes to the content from the show, yes, YouTubers do it, been doing it. Love and Marriage Huntsville is not the first show where this has happened. So those were the things that I didn't care for. But great, great points, Debbie. Let me get to
So, Chit Chat, let me ask you this. Is this the same lady who said the 5 blessings? For every demon, 5 blessings?
that's what some people are saying. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but
Okay, gotcha.
that's what the lady in the chat said earlier. So I'm not too sure about that, but I'm sure she'll tell us. I'm not going back to her
Mhm.
Instagram page. You know, she can make a video about me tomorrow. She gets nothing because what everybody is saying is the more we talk about it, the more it's going to grow legs. Mel is covered. Mel has too
Yeah.
many supporters. So I'm not going to come back out. It is what it is.
She
But go
wasn't invited for a reason.
yeah, yeah. But go ahead, Bad Apple after Bad Apple. Hey, L'Oreal. After Bad Apple, L'Oreal.
Hey y'all.
Hey,
Hello.
She definitely
Hello.
didn't
hey.
create that I'm on what you on because that's been a meme on social
Forever,
media for the longest
ever.
ever.
Hmm.
Oh, and real quick, chit chat, I can confirm for you that the white YouTubers be having their own beefs. They be beefing too. I'll be all over these YouTube streets. And I done seen plenty of white content creators beefing amongst each other. So
Okay.
it happens everywhere.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, black folks. Maybe, and I watch a couple content creators of other races, but maybe I'm just not watching those. But I'm sorry to my people. That's all.
Well,
Maybe
that's
we
all
just
right.
want to see better in ourselves.
Yeah, that's who
Yeah.
I watch. So go ahead.
So I'm going to speak on this from a um non-believing secular student of this kind of stuff standpoint. I was able to listen to a lot of the live because I'm a skeptic, and so I listen to everything with complete objectivity because I'm gonna go and fact check it later. So um I'm gonna try to keep this really narrow and short. So there is a formula to biblical prophecies. If the Bible is real, if everything is true, then nothing about prophesying is going to change. So in the Bible, there are no blind items in prophecies. Every prophecy is going to be direct. They're going to say whoever they're prophesying over, they're going to say it by name. They're going to name the situation that's happening. When Jesus was prophesied, actually, that's not the correct name for him. That is a Greek word. His name was Emmanuel. That is the Hebrew word. And that is who was predicted in the the Old Testament. Everything about the Christ or the Messiah was directly predicted. Every prophecy, if it was talking about a person to come, they would tell you who exactly was coming. There was not going to be anything like a king or whoever y'all think the king is going to be and all this kind of stuff. None of that. They only talk about what's going to happen in the future. They're not talking about anything that's going on right now behind the scenes or anything. They are prophesying what is to come. You will not hear anything else in that prophecy. That lady was talking about mess that's going on right now. She was talking about things that people have been arguing about on social media. People's been saying that Mel don't belong on the show anymore because she's not married and she won't share her love life. That's old.
Mhm.
People been said that they was gonna try to bring Destiny back on the show. That's old. People been said that Martell was gonna try to use the kids for profit. That's old. Everything she
Mhm.
said is old. Everything. Even a non-believer can listen to her so-called prophecy and tell that she is only making educated guesses. That's what they do. If you listen to these modern day prophets, like who can I say? Kent Christmas, Hank Coonan, Paula White, um, what's the other man name? Jim Baker, always prophesying. It never comes true. The prophets of God in the Bible, and there were specific prophets of God, prophets that God called to prophesy. If they ever prophesied a false prophet or a failed prophecy, they had to be rocked to sleep. Period. If one of these people comes out and makes a false prophecy, I mean, rock it, we can't rock people nowadays in modern times. That's against the law. But they are supposed to lose their congregation. They are supposed to lose their church, their following, or whatever they have if they are a true prophet of God. You can tell when somebody is making false prophecies. It is quite evident. I was going to stay down in the bushes, but what's her name? What was her name? Danielle. Danielle's comments brought me up here. Because, she was saying, how do y'all know this person is fake? How do y'all know? It's obvious because she's not prophesying in the way that a prophet of God prophesies. You can tell she is speaking from her own, she's speaking from self, period. Um, I feel that we all have extreme intuition. I'm not gonna say that I have received prophecies, but there are things that I knew that was gonna happen before they happened. I can remember one time being at a friend's apartment in the bathroom, hotboxing with a few other friends. I left my purse out in the living room with some other people, and it came to me. Somebody is going to steal your money out of your purse. The exact person I was told, I'm not going to say I was told. Maybe, I don't know. Y'all might want to say I was told, but it came to me. The
God told
exact person who was going to take my money out of my purse. And then something else came to me, a plan of action to make this man give me my money back. I'm not going to go into the whole mechanism of everything, but at the end of the day, the man had to return my money to me. That's just how that worked. Another thing that happened to me, and by this time, I was no longer a Bible believer, but my father, this was back in 2011. My father called me, and he never ever calls me, but he called me to ask me how I was doing, what I was doing. I was very surprised to hear from him. Um, we had maybe a 10-minute conversation, but he never, ever, ever, ever talked to me. And when we hung up the phone, I just sat there thinking about it for a little bit, and the thought just occurred to me, oh, he's not going to be here for much longer. 2 days later, he had a heart attack in my mama's kitchen.
Oh, wow.
And like I said, I'm not a Bible believer, but these things happen. These things happen to us. And I feel like it is what I call extreme intuition. Y'all might call it discernment or whatever. But I feel like we all have it. I feel like Chit Chat, you can have it. Anybody can have it. And when you know what? I'm gonna leave it at that. But I agree with Debbie. I feel like she asked something of Mel and was declined. And
Seems that
now
way.
yeah, and now she has a animosity toward Melody, maybe.
Vendetta.
But yeah, that's it. You know, she really is a grifter. And I mean, in my opinion, they all are. Like
Yeah,
that's
that's so sad. Yet another one. That's what was sad for me. Because anything could have been handled behind closed doors, and if you decide to go separate ways. You know what I mean?
right.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to say one thing. Now, I don't know if you guys all remember Jim Baker. If y'all know who
Yeah.
Jim Baker is.
Yeah.
For
We
Okay.
do.
sure.
So, I feel like how can I say this? Because at some point he did lose his church. He lost everything.
Yep.
He had to go to prison. But he's now back making prophecies. And it's all they're all false. But if that person was a real prophet of God or called by God, they would no longer have a church.
Yeah.
If prophecy works the way it did back in the Bible.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep. I agree with you. You made some
Yep.
excellent points. Something just told me while you were talking, go to her page. So I go to her page, I can't find her. And you guys know I got a couple device. So she blocked me, but I'll read you guys what she put from my other device.
Somebody is always accusing me of being Tisha.
No, you enunciate and like somebody put in the chat. No, she's not Tisha. But she put gang stalking refers to harassment and intimidation tactics. Well, she took a screenshot of something. So I guess she's saying she's been stalked and harassed. Now, what she dropped today for me was content, and what this is content. And I think she should have expected that. She's very aware of what's going on YouTube. That was evident with her response to Empress Radio, and Empress could have said the same thing. That was harassment. If she wanted to take it there. So that's another thing that I don't like is like, when people may not agree or they call out some things that you said or done, then now it's sort of like a victim, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, it's content. You put out content and we doing the same, just talking about it. So she talked about what she wanted to talk about, and you really can't control other people from like I told
Mhm.
Danielle that was in the chat that don't subscribe to that don't believe and again, this is not just based on blind following. This whole live tonight was more of a spiritual live, and we talking about scriptures and this and that, and you know what I mean, and that's what's come out of that. So this really not is not even necessarily it started from her content, but it's deeper than that. And yeah, some people, I always keep it simple. Some people can peep game. Something happened that caused you to now. Somebody in the chat said that she made a video 4 days ago or something like that.
Mm.
And in that video, it was more things that was said about Mel. So I'll have to watch it, but I can still see your page. I'm not stalking you, but you're on a public platform. But thank you for that, Bad Apple. We're gonna get to L'Oreal, and then after that, we're gonna have like 2-3 minute final thoughts from top Marita on down because it's late. So
Well,
thank you
thank
for
y'all. That was my final thought. I'm dropping back
oh,
to the
thank you,
chat.
Bad Apple. Hope to see you members only Friday.
You will. All
All
right.
right.
Bye.
Bye
Uh,
bye.
L'Oreal, you are up.
Coming out for your reading.
Hey,
Call me now. I said, baby, am I gonna get through on the chat, honey?
Miss Cleo.
Why
Oh
did
yeah.
she put up there that she a prophetess? Just say you doing a reading child on the show.
Yeah.
that's what you did. You
Mm-hmm.
did a tarot card spread on her, and then I couldn't even get through the one on Empress Radio. But she did the one on the show. I listened to it, and I'm not gonna debunk half the stuff she said because we all been pretty much saying that.
That's my thing. We can't debunk it because we
I
know
can't
that
debunk it.
Shirley said it,
I
child.
mean, we all been saying it, and she said she listened to the panels and all of that. There, I don't know what they was going through as far as her giving a full spread reading on Empress. Like I don't know what happened, and it really ain't my business. But I am curious to find out how did somebody find this young lady, and I don't believe that this is the same lady that said the five. This lady sound like she's from the Baltimore area. Did y'all catch her accent a little
I
bit?
didn't catch her accent. I was trying to say it did. It wasn't New York, but
It
it.
sound like Baltimore. You know, it's a certain way they say things.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere in Maryland, some kind of that little accent I was picking up, but maybe not. I don't know. Neither here nor there. But how did they find her with 200 subscribers, followers on Instagram? It's my question. After all of this, who found this? She got 200 followers
Make it make sense.
and didn't use not a one hashtag. Who found
Good
this?
point. Good point. Let me tell you.
Who got it first? Like, where did it come from? Like, what?
You know what? We really need to look into that because let me tell you guys, this week it had to have been Tuesday, and I really don't. Let me check and see how many people I'm following on Instagram. I really only follow a couple people on Instagram, right? And oh, I'm up to 101. See, I didn't even know I was following, and I really went on a following spree. You know, I come up and say follow back, follow back, follow back. So
Yeah.
one of them. And but before I follow back, I always click their page, you know, to see if it's any mutual. And I saw Mel's mom following her and a couple more people. So I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't even look at anything. But now it's like, where did she come from on Instagram? I believe she's I don't want to say a content creator on YouTube. The voice, well, we've heard the voice I've heard the voice on one of Mel's lives before. But with her being so aware of what's going on YouTube, I feel like she's somewhere around here too.
Yeah, and she listens
Mhm.
to the panels.
Yeah.
If she has not participated in them, but she does listen to the panels.
Hiding in the bushes.
In the bushes. I feel like she a millimeter. I don't feel like I really can't debunk nothing the lady said. I do feel like Carlos and them gonna have to stop allowing them to be so much involved in social media. They're gonna have to. Y'all breaking so much stuff before it can even air.
Yeah,
I
social media.
mean, I believed in all that. I do believe that man been cheating on her and she's well aware. You know what I mean? As far as Tisha, like all of this stuff, it sounds like true tea. I'm just like, okay,
But it's
yeah.
not tea though.
It's not tea, but it just felt like it was her opinion. But
Mm.
I don't understand why she had to put on there she was a prophetess. And if she is, she is. If she ain't, this the point for me that I said when she said, I'm a put in the story in the Bible where it says.
Mm.
See, I missed that, child. I
Now,
seen
wait
it
a
in
minute. You don't know the scripture. You got to wait. You got to screenshot the scripture and put it in the story later. All right, I got you.
Get it out. Yeah, if you're a prophetess, you should have just been able to say that.
Yeah, you should have been able to spit it out. Them people be spitting it out, honey. And because yeah, but yeah, you did a reading, and I'm gonna be honest. I listened to a couple of readings before, and just your verbiage, and you're not really. Hmm.
Well, I'm gonna tell you
She
what,
a new reader is what I'm gonna say.
I'll tell you
She's not really
what
tenured either.
threw me off. What threw me off is when I clicked the live, there was some singing going on of some type, and
She
then
was playing when she first got on the live,
she was doing
singing.
what now?
She was playing when she first got on the live, singing and laughing.
Yeah. So
Hmm
that took away from the seriousness to me. And again, that's just my own personal opinion. Like you, absolutely, she said some things that we know. You know what I mean? And I could speculate right now and say Wanda's food truck gonna break down on the highway coming from Westwood.
And there's a likelihood of that happening.
She didn't even have to predict that, to prophesize that.
That's why I wasn't saying nothing.
That's a known.
Yeah.
Given the model and the shape the truck in, that can happen coming pulling out this driveway. So
No damn truck. So you know what I mean? I could say a lot of things. And look, I do believe I'm not gonna say believe, I do know that I'm sure that she has some inside knowledge because she was in Mel's circle. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and that's my thing. If you were ever a friend, especially knowing what she's gone through, that wasn't the route to take. No matter how you tried to say it, people called it.
She
Male
was trying to say some things without saying some
without saying them, and we called it. I'm catching left and right, like, oh, okay. So that's it ain't nothing personal, but don't what they say, don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. No, we call
Yeah.
okay, George Judy.
forgive me, Lord. But we call
But as far as discernment and intuition, we do all have that. We
we
all
do,
have it. When you had deja vu, you
yeah.
done been here before. Like the
Mhm.
old folks say, you done been here before, baby. And that's true. You done seen some things before. Sometimes the Lord will tell you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That is true. So it was a good conversation to have tonight. But yeah, I was just, like, where did she come from? The 200 followers and who found it was my
Yeah, well,
main question.
y'all asked her. Like I said, she got me blocked, but I'm looking at her page right.
She done blocked you quick.
I ain't
She in
gonna
the
yeah,
chat
she done
then.
blocked me. Look,
Yeah, she's sitting up here in this chat.
I don't
Yep.
want no problem. Maybe she was Danielle. Danielle, if
She
that's you,
probably was
I
Danielle,
don't want
girl.
no problems. Okay, I'm just giving my commentary, and it's nothing personal, but my advice. Let me try to look into the future and prophesize. My advice is, if things go wrong, just go on about your life. It ain't even that deep. You know what I mean? It
Oh
ain't.
Lord, this is a
Mm.
TV show. It's for
Yeah.
entertainment purposes
It
only. All
is.
right.
You know what, L'Oreal? I do agree with you though when you say that they have to shut down. It's not much they're gonna be able to shut down because again, we know too much, and there's a lot more people that know a whole lot more than me. And yeah, it's really a wrap for that. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah, but I mean, if they can control who they're gonna interview with, fine. But this is the thing: I don't feel like you all get y'all big following off of because you guys interview them. We come because we like to listen to the content
yeah.
and we want to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Look, I haven't had one. Well, I have had one interview, Mel, on her Instagram page. But that's what I really wanted to do: build my channel up more on content and connecting with you guys. I was against live videos when I first started. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's not gonna stop anything. I say that to say if Tisha if they tell her you can't talk to these content creators or you have to give an interview with somebody, let's say from the Shade Room. Guess what we gonna do? We're gonna pick that interview apart. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So
Exactly.
it
and
don't
still and
matter.
still do commentary on it. Yeah,
Yeah, it don't matter who they talk to. We still gonna talk about it. So
right.
yeah.
Yeah,
But great, great points. We are definitely swinging back up to the chat. You guys know I will acknowledge you on the way out tonight. But thank you guys so much. So many great, great comments. Yeah, this was a good one. This was one for the books. But let's see. We're gonna start up at the top. Maritha. Well, let's start down here. Pinky, let's get your final thoughts. After Pinky, we go because you guys know Maritha give me a word on the way out. Bless everybody, but let's go ahead. Pinky, your final thoughts for the night. Guys, again, Pinky is a content creator. Pinky the housewife. Final thoughts, Pinky? Pinky probably fell asleep, child. Pinky,
Don't do it like that.
Pinky going once. Pinky going twice. All right, Pinky, we will chat with you next time. trending at some point. We was laughing about it. She fell asleep in our members only last week. I think it was members only. But okay, let's go to Maritha. Go ahead, Maritha.
Well,
Everybody.
uh, the conversation was a really nice conversation, and I'm going to tell you why I like your channel is because you are I believe that you are a no nonsense type of person, and you call it for what it is, and you stand for what it is, and I like that, and the lady, I'm not gonna say prophet, whatever. I'm not gonna call her that. I'm gonna just say she did her commentary, and she did not get an invite to the name changing, and this didn't start until Mel was giving out those invitations and said everybody wasn't gonna get one, and there's not too much I can say, as a final word. All I can say was tonight was the word was being spoken. And Queen Bee, I thank you so much. And I know Sassy is probably asleep because she has to go to work early, but that really did something for my spirit, because there is enough room for everybody.
Yeah.
And my thing is, if you have beef with the person, don't pull someone else in it. Email that person, call that person, however you need to get in contact with that person, and just let it be you. When Esau and who was it? And when Esau and his brother had an issue, at the end of the day, he sent his wife. His brother sent his wife and all the cows and the chickens, sent them before him, and those two had a conversation. Have the conversation with the person. Don't let someone else. Don't drag other people in it, and don't let someone drag you in a direction that you don't want to go in. And people gonna tune in to who they want to tune in, and yeah, people do like mess. I'd rather listen to content that's gonna help me, and if it can't help me, and if it don't help me, I'm out. I'm outie. I'm just like that European car. I'm outie. So you know what I'm saying?
5,000 G.
That's what I just.
Yes, I don't have. I do not have the patience. I don't have the patience for that. That's why I limit who I listen to, for real, for real. And what old girl was saying, just like everybody was saying, she wasn't telling us nothing that we don't already know. Tell us something that we don't know, and then maybe we can see what you see. But it is what it is, and I'm gonna drop, and I'm gonna drink me a bottle of water before I go to bed. And
Before you go, I took down some notes. Berberine. These are people in the chat that that's experiencing high blood pressure. I wrote it down for myself too, even though I feel like mine's may be under control. I'm still on medicine. They put berberine. I don't know what that is. Hibiscus tea.
oh, I have some of that.
Do black
And garlic water.
Garlic water.
or any
Yep.
garlic, right, Bless? Because I
Yeah.
roasted mine. Okay.
You
Any
say,
garlic.
is
You
it
could burn
fresh?
the
Is
garlic
it fresh
first.
garlic?
You
The
can roast.
fresh garlic is better.
Oh, I thought somebody said you could roast it and eat it.
Yeah, you could roast it and eat it. You could just pound one grain of it and put it in water overnight and drink a glass first thing in the morning,
I just.
and that would help the manage the pressure. You could start doing it every day of the week, and then you measure your pressure and you watch it, and according to, because you can drop some people pressure, you can drop it low.
But
Yeah.
I have the hibiscus tea. But I was thinking, because my mom, she always makes suri. I think I'm saying it right. So I was gonna go back and just buy the fresh. Go to the Jamaican store and just buy the fresh suri, where I can just boil it and just drink it from there. And someone was saying celery. You know, I'm just gonna do what I gotta do. Because I just want to say this to everybody. I thank everybody who's sincerely praying for me, and to pray for me that makes me feel like you love me. And as much as you love me, I love you just that much more. And just keep me in your prayers and just, pray my strength, in this journey because it's not easy for me because I love salt.
Yeah.
And
Listen, hold on a second. Let me please say one thing about berberine real quick. Please go and look it up. I actually use the barberry root, which is the plant that berberine is extracted from. Berberine is one of the what do you call it? Active ingredients in lisinopril. Lisinopril is a blood pressure medication. They also use it in metformin, the diabetes medication. It is very good as a natural blood sugar and blood pressure.
well, he had me on Loprinosil at first, and it gave me a real bad cough.
Yeah,
A real. So
Then you
now
cannot
I'm on.
use berberine.
because it's a pharmaceutical.
No,
Berberine.
berberine, not to
Mhm.
cut you bad apple. Berberine and lisinopril do not agree with every black person. I do not know why, but for some reason it gives certain black people a side effect. Why I never mentioned it, it sent me to the emergency room with my tongue falling back in my head.
I saw
I
that
Oh
cannot use
wow.
berberine or
Lisinopril.
lisinopril.
I remember seeing that. What
Yeah,
is
so you got to be careful with it. So it agrees with some people and some people it don't agree with. So if you're taking it, my advice would be take it during the day and where somebody is home in case something should happen within 3-4 hours after you taking it. Other than that, please do not.
Thank you.
I actually take the actual barberry root and I take it with food. That's what you're supposed to do. You take it with food.
I know and understand that, honey, and I don't mean anything, but what I'm saying is it do not agree with everybody because I'm from Trinidad and pills is my last go for. You see, I mentioned the garlic, I go for root. If I do in the turmeric, I go for the fresh turmeric.
The
Berberine, I
root,
go for
yeah.
the root. So that's why I'm saying it because I myself am diabetic, high cholesterol, have a heart disease, pressure.
Yeah.
So
Just
that's why I'm
research
saying
it.
it that it
Right.
would not
That's what I
agree
was
with
gonna say.
everybody.
Right.
That's all I say. Just research it. But it works wonders for me. I burn a lot of fat. I be hot all the time.
You burned a lot of fat. Child, let me
Yes.
look it up.
I
I'm
mean
trying to
it.
lose 20
Listen.
pounds before I go
Just
on
do
my
your research
cruise.
on it. That's all I say. Okay, y'all.
Research
All
with
right, well, you know what, guys? I thank everybody for all their opinions. Right
that.
now, I'm on a Melotus. I can't pronounce it,
Loaded.
but yeah, that's what I'm on right now, and I think I'm having quite one of the side effects,
Oh
and
man.
it's itching. But
Oh,
I'd rather deal with the itching than deal with the coughing. So I'm just going to give this a try until my appointment with my primary physician,
yeah.
and it's going to be all right. I just believe this is God got a work for me to do, and this is just a tactic.
Yeah. A
This is a
little
tactic.
right. A
Because
little
you are
mud,
a staple of the YouTube community and we need you around, okay?
and she gonna be around. We claiming it. You already fine, child.
Yep, in the name of Jesus.
In the name of Jesus, I'm claiming it.
You know how it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We be wanting to eat this and do this and drink that or whatever the case may be, knowing that we shouldn't. And this is the outcome sometimes. But yeah, you fine. Um,
yeah.
yeah, I was like,
Barita, get you some sea moss.
oh,
Now,
sure. Now there's great benefits in that too. See,
What
I
is it,
bought
Debbie?
some sea
Sea
moss. They
moss?
say they
uh-huh.
yeah, sea moss. I got some organic sea moss. And
Where do you
right
get
after
that
my
from?
surgery, I'm gonna start taking it. It's good for your pressure, your energy. It
Mhm.
gives you a boost.
Where do you get it from? The
Probiotics is real good.
where from? Health store?
I bought it off Amazon. Go on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Now,
And
Sea
Debbie,
moss.
they got
Okay.
some good sea moss on there.
you
And
got
they say that's better for women our age, our digestive, everything, our
yeah,
heart, and all of that.
My sister swears by sea moss. See, I just put that on my list. I'm gonna go ahead and
Yeah, I'm writing down everything. And I was saying I'm going back to my mom always used fresh ginger. So and I used to drink I used to boil ginger and have ginger and honey just with water, just drink it every day. Every day I used to just drink it every day. So it's just I just got to get back. It's either I want to or I don't want to. So I'm either, and like I said, I have my grandchildren and and my daughter. I have my kids, I have my family, I have people that genuinely love me. And I want to be here for them, but I mainly want to be here for myself to continue on this journey that God is taking me on. And I want to see what the end is going to be. And
yeah,
it's not going to be, blood pressure is not going to take me out.
no, that's right.
Amen.
That's right. I know that's right.
Amen.
When you
Because,
look
a
at
lot of foods we eat, they say it's the foods we eat at our age. Like
yeah,
once we get in your 60s, you need like rice and, beans and salmon, which I don't like, and chicken and turkey and fish, not so much beef. And the way we prepare it, that contributes to our health. But with our age, our bodies is not breaking down that meat like it did once when we were young. So they were saying sea moss, and they got a whole lot of things that would be good for it. And like I said, once I have my surgery, my heart surgery, and get all of that done, I'm finna change the way I eat, my diet, the way I'm getting out of this house and be out walking. And
mm-hmm.
you have to just do things and change your habits
Yeah,
and your mindset. And some of these meds mess us up. Like I'm
Yeah.
on lisinopril high blood pressure with the water pill. It's too much.
Oh
yeah.
my
These pills
goodness.
they doing things to us that our bodies don't need, and
Look,
our bodies are rejecting them. So
let me
we
tell
need to eat.
Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off, but when you just said that as far as the pill, my sister was telling me a couple weeks ago, I was going off because I'm used to paying, and I'm not a medicine person, but I've really been on high blood pressure medicine probably for, I don't know, 5, 6 years now. But my sister said, why is it that they already have a refill for you? She's diabetic, so she's on medication too. Why do they have a refill? They really want to keep you on the medicine because
Yeah.
they're not going to test you again.
Yeah,
See, do she need this still? They just automatically refund.
Exactly. And God gave us everything we needed on
Mm-hmm.
this earth. You know, people in the Bible days lived to be nine 900 years old, because of their diet. So I'm gonna be on these pills till the pills do what they do. But by me, my daughter friend, the nutritionist, Miss Marita, no more canned goods, no more canned food, um, piped in sodium. You don't eat your oatmeal. Not too much rice. You don't have to have rice with every meal. You don't have to have bread with every meal. And I was even looking today at my pastor. He's not a vegan, but he eat all this healthy food, and he said, I don't take medicine, and y'all gonna learn to listen to me about that. And I'm at that place now. I went out and I bought some broccoli, and um I like, I don't like cauliflower, but I do like Brussels sprouts. So I'm going to have to start eating that kind of stuff. And my mom saute squash and zucchini.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the things that I'm going to have to start eating now. So, ah,
Look,
it is what it is. And, I say drink at least about, I'm up to 6, 7 bottles of water a day.
good. Yeah.
So,
Well, you know
but
what? And you got it under control. Look, great minds think alike. I'm gonna post on my community wall. I went, and my motives wasn't because of health or anything. There's a girl on Instagram dropped 30 pounds in 30 days just from veggies, and I real good as far as when it comes to weight. I can honestly say when I started this channel, I'm sitting on my butt more like now. But I used to love to work out every day and all of that. And then this trip coming up, I said, well, if I could drop 20 pounds, I'm good. I spent $200 in Walmart just on veggies. I went crazy, refrigerator full. So that's what I've been eating since Monday. Delicious. You know what I mean? My husband loved the barbecue and all that. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. I'll have that once a month, you know? So yeah, we got to take care of ourselves. That's all. But you
And
got,
and that's it. So
yeah.
thank thank you everybody.
Oh,
Oh
you
Thank
yeah, you
you.
were in
Thank
our
you.
prayers.
Thank you.
welcome. You're
And
welcome.
please
So
listen to your daughter. She is not annoying.
Know that.
Do not let me get the pot spoon, okay?
Yeah, she know that. She know
yes,
I don't want to
yes,
just walk her mama.
I am because right before, and I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna drop down and get in bed. She called and she said, "How you doing? How you feeling? Did you check your blood pressure for the last time?" And I go, "Yes, I did. I'm good. I'm fine." And she said, "You know, Ma, I just love you so much, and I just want you here for me."
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, and I appreciate you loving me the way you love me, and I
Yeah.
want to be here just for you.
Oh,
So
that's
we have a good relationship. And she go, and she get angry with me, and I get angry, and then we just go, okay, okay then, okay. And then she go, well, I love you and good night. So I said, I love you too and good night. So yeah, and I appreciate you ladies so much. I really do. I really do.
you.
So from my heart, from the bottom of my heart, with every fiber of my being, I thank you ladies so much.
Oh, you're welcome,
You're
sis.
I
welcome,
thank you so much.
Andrea.
So
Yes,
I'm gonna say good
Welcome.
You're
night, good
welcome.
morning. I don't know what coast you're
it's
on.
morning for you all. It's going on 10 for me, so it's 1 for you. Go get some rest.
Yeah, I'm going to bed now. So good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good
my
night.
love.
Good night.
And Pinky, you didn't get kicked off. Well, in a sense, but Pinky, we called you 3, 4 times. So I don't know if you dozed off, but catch us next time. All right, Bless. We definitely got to get it's 1 o'clock. Your time as well. 2, 3 minutes, guys. Final thoughts.
Yeah, two, 3 minutes.
After
Go
Bless, we got
on.
Gail. Go ahead, Bless.
I just want to, as usual, give God thanks and praise um for you and for this channel.
Oh, thank you.
I pray God for those who are listening in the channel that they have a discerning spirit, that they have eyes and ears open to the things that is not of God, that can really hinder you emotionally, mentally, physically, sexually, because the demon spirit is roaming and it is real. I pray God that He cover each and every one of us, our families, and that we continue pressing forward and continue holding on. Thank God for Hannah, for Debbie, for Marita, Pink Diva, Renata, every one of the phenomenal women that are in the bushes, that are on the chat. I pray God cover you and your family near and far, and I love you all with the love of the Lord.
Oh, Blessy. Thank you. You know I love me some you. We all do. Thank you for that, Bless.
You're welcome. Oh, I didn't know you was in Melody Life until
Yes,
I.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I got it on screen record, so I'll be able to see your pretty face.
Oh my
I said, that's Bless. Yes, yes.
God.
But yes, thank you for the words of
You're
wisdom and
welcome.
thank you for speaking over us. If that's prophesying, we'll take it. We'll take it. That's what we talking about, okay?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
Bless. Have a good night.
You too,
Thank
my
you,
love.
LaDon. LaDon, you was going to be after Gail, but LaDon said good night. It's late for her too. I know where everybody at. That's crazy. Maybe what the voice. Oh, I don't want to put her name out here. Lord have mercy. She said it's stalking. Maybe I'm stalking my subscribers because I remember everything about you guys. So, but good night, Blessy. All
Good
right,
night, my
Gail.
darling.
Thoughts.
I was just gonna say good
Oh,
night too.
yeah,
I'm shocked I'm still woke myself. But I wanted to tell Maritha if she's still listening, she can also do ginger clove tea. You can Google cloves. It's actually good for high blood pressure and diabetes as well. So I was gonna tell her that as well. But I just want to say good night. Chit chat. I'll be listening to you tomorrow to keep me alive at work when I be working. And
oh,
you guys have a good week and I'll see y'all Friday and members only.
yes, you will. Thank
Yay!
you, Gail. Thank you for hanging in there with us tonight. Thank you for sharing all of your words of wisdom as well.
That's my chit chat. I'll be listening in the bushes too. I didn't fell asleep on y'all so many times. It's crazy, but
Look, I always start off saying this is just gonna be an hour live, and I never
yes.
end under 3 hours. It's 3 hours and 15 minutes right now. So
Uh, y'all have a good day, y'all. Tomorrow, everybody have a good day.
you as
You
well. Have
too,
a good
Nyla.
night.
A blessed one.
Okay, bye
All
bye.
right. So
Night.
after Gail, we go down to Hannah. Jazzy J, I'm gonna let you up, Jazzy. We on final thoughts, so we'll let you end it off. Go ahead, Hannah.
Okay, chit chat. This is so interesting. Thank you for having this chat tonight. We have been talking about all of this evil stuff since Miss Betty's sister came on and exposed her.
Hmm.
So I was on a live today with Maritha. We were talking about something similar to this. Now, this lady came out today, right? I think this is the first time I heard about it, that she did these prophecies. This is my first time hearing about it today. I don't know when she actually came out. But you know what? I just looked up. This is how strange it is to me. I have been listening over and over and over to Melody's live that she did after Carson Blue came out.
Mm-hmm.
That lady was on her chat. And I listened to this lady, and it's the same lips. She was the one that said, now that this has happened to you, it was 5 for every demon 5 blessings. Now it's going to be for every demon 7 blessings. So this is actually the same lady. I just looked it up.
Mm.
Go on. It's on Melody Exposes Martell Lies / Carson Blue wasn't lying.
I
Go
remember that live. Somebody
look
go
at
back
that.
and watch.
That's her.
Who page?
Ooh,
Huh?
Whose page is it on, Hannah?
It's on.
it's on Melody page when
Yeah,
she
you can
came
look
out.
at. It says unfiltered UZO, and I'm not sure if that's who it was. I just Googled. I'll put it in the chat for you. But yeah, Melody should have this live, or you can just say Melody. I put Melody's response to Carson Blue's allegations or something like that, and it popped up. She has a shirt on, a black shirt on that says "God bless you on your journey" or something. I don't know. I don't know
Okay.
what she got on, but anyway, you'll see that live that she did right when she came out after Carson Blue made the allegations. Melody did a live. That's the live you go on. That lady with them lips on there, and she was the one saying that. So I
Wow.
think it's so strange, not strange, but it is all coming together, revealing all of this stuff.
Mm.
Starting with Miss Betty on Saturday and her sister saying this stuff. So it's all connected to me. And this lady, oh my goodness. So I'm glad you decided you had the I'd say an appointment to talk about this. And it is helping so many people. So thank you. And this lady here was on there, and I can't believe it. But anyway, go on and look.
Hannah, so she wasn't on because somebody in the chat said those lips, they've seen them on YouTube. So she wasn't on Mel's live, she was on someone else's live.
No, she's on
She's
Mel's
on
Live.
Mel Live.
She's on Mel Live. You go around.
Live.
Okay, at the end of the live, Melody allowed her to come up and speak. And this lady was on there giving all of her, she was trying, I guess she was prophesying to Melody then. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on here. And
I definitely wrote it down on my little board. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go to the end. Actually, you probably have to go to the middle of her live because she bought her own and let her speak for quite a while.
Yeah, she talked for a while.
Yeah, and I'm kind of, like I said, with watching and trying to catch everything and do content on it, I have the live. Follow.
You'll find it. You'll see them lips. Okay. But anyway, girl, I'm just telling you, it is so.
It's deep.
And see, here's the thing. When this lady was on there doing that, for some reason, she caught my attention. And like I said, I don't know why. For the past 3-4 days, I just been listening to this live over and over and over. And then I listened to the lady. I'm like, that is that same lady. And then I went ahead on and compared the voices. And now we really got to compare the voice because her lips are sitting up there on the thing. When Melody called her up. Sure is. Okay.
The tea tonight. Okay, honey.
All right. Anyway, thank you so much, Chit Chat, for having the courage to do this.
I love me some Hannah, girl.
I love me some Chit Chat and all of the cuties. I love you guys and thank you so much, Chit Chat. I'm up late too, but
Members Only Friday. We're gonna continue to talk. Members only.
Okay, all right then. I will see y'all later. Bye-bye now.
Good night.
Good night. Okay, so this is how we're gonna do this, Hannah. Okay, so we got L'Oreal. Before I get to L'Oreal, Debbie gonna take us home because she gonna drop the mic on the way out the door. Let's go ahead and get Jazzy J. Hey, Jazzy.
Hello.
How are
you? Don't stop. I done missed the whole live. I'm so disappointed.
It's 3 hours and 30 minutes. We out of here.
I just want to tell everybody I love y'all. So while y'all out, I'm about to catch up and go from the beginning. But love everybody. Keep me in prayers. Pray for me. I pray for y'all. That's it. I didn't want nothing major.
Jazzy, that was sweet of you to come up to say, and you know we will.
Yeah, baby, we got you. God's got you.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Oh, thank you, Jazzy, for that. I'm smiling over here. Thank you. We definitely praying for you. Okay, L'Oreal, final thoughts.
I don't know if the lady truly fell out with Mel because she posted some clothes outfits that she bought from J Bolin and tagged Mel, and she liked the picture. Was that today too? I'm gonna have to go look.
Let me
that
look.
was today too.
Let me look, but
and I don't remember her really saying nothing too bad, but she didn't name no names in her reading, but we could decipher who it was. But
yeah, we,
she didn't really wish nothing bad on us, so I don't know.
Let me see. The J Bolin post was from April 30th.
Oh, so that was a long time ago?
April 30th. So yeah, what?
Oh yeah. Well, maybe so, Chad. All I can say is, when you're going through a lot, people try to come at you and stuff,
Yeah.
Just try to weave them out because she won't be the first and won't be the last. Try to come.
Right. And like I said again, and this definitely wasn't an attack. So if she's listening or if she'll come back and listen, we just voicing our opinion and I can only wish that, some people would do as I do. I get it because again, like I said, I come out here and go off on what I see on the show, but personal connections to me is not to be handled in that way. And yeah, I can't say a lot, but I'm gonna stop.
Yeah.
I don't want to do much out here when it comes to that, but hopefully, I don't know. We're not Mel, and we know that Mel is gonna lead with grace, and she's, to me, not the type that she just cut folks off and gone on about her business.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? And that's what I see that will possibly happen, because if we can feel it, she felt it. She felt it. She knows. You know what I mean? And it's sad. Again, and I will say this again. I do not have any conversations with Mel directly. Not one time, other than when I was on her Instagram and talked to her then. But it's some type of bad blood or something that caused all of this. You know what I mean?
Chit, before Debbie start, where can you watch Melody Instagram live?
On her page on Instagram, just click on
YouTube.
Yeah,
you'll
it's probably on YouTube with her response with Carson Blue.
Yeah, the only way you can see her lives that she, held on Instagram is if she posts them to her page afterwards. If not, they're gone. So, like
Okay.
Riel said, just do a search on YouTube. Content creators are always there and record like her lives. A couple of them from today. I have them. I didn't post them. I don't know if that's static on my end. What's going on? Okay, that's my cue. It's really time to get out of here. But yeah, just do a search on YouTube. Bless. You'll be able to find them.
Okay, hon. Thank you.
You are welcome. All right. And L'Oreal, were you done with your final thoughts?
I am. Don't take us out, Debbie. I need a
Go
laugh
on,
before I go
Debbie.
to you.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting in the water.
Well, ladies, this is just my opinion.
Uh-oh.
Now that's a scheme set up by Carlos King and Martell. They had that lady. They found that lady on Instagram. She ain't got many smart followers. They told her you gonna be a prophetess. Because they want her to get in male circle so they can find out male business and all her blessings and what she got going on. So that's what the lady did. So the lady been hanging around there, and she said, "Well, now I said that. Now she thinks she ought to get some of Mel's money. I've been hanging around. She want to know who gonna pay her. Well, I said this. That's all it is. She just like them other folks. They want that girl money. She the same way. She wasn't nothing but a damn demon. Damn demon. That's what I said now. Cause people of God don't be, they ain't own money like that. Cause they know God gonna provide for them. I'm like that. God take real good care of me. That lady demon, she wants some money. That's about extortion. That's about extortion. And she wants some money. And she wants free products. And Carlos King and Martell ain't got no money to get a lady. And she the one working for them. They the one put her up to this crap. And now she thought she was gonna get some money from Mel. Mel done peeped out and then gave her nothing. That's what she did. That's what she did.
I can't feel my face. Oh my gosh.
Now, if you need to pay for some advice, you call Debbie.
And that's just my opinion, and that's what I really think. And those are my thoughts.
Lord, let me catch my breath. Oh my God. I need that on the way out the door. Debbie, you got me crying over here.
Lord.
Hold on, my stomach hurt. Hold on, Debbie.
She make it so plain.
Debbie was gonna let loose. That's why I say
Debbie.
Tears.
Yes.
I would have to start wearing my patient depends when I have to come on these live when you have to talk.
Oh my God, Debbie, girl, you got me over here. Oh Jesus, Okay, what a way to end this live, Debbie. You may be on to something though, because she did say she was a consultant to a couple people on
That she sure did. I was listening to her. And see, they all of them want some money because they know Mel got them 40 acres. Her mama got that land, and people want Mel to build houses. And Martell, with his scheming rascal raggedy tail, he wants some of that money. You know they done stopped building on that house he called himself building. That didn't work, but one day he couldn't even pay the folks. He's gonna build a house and can't pay folks.
Oh, stop, Debbie. Stop.
Jesus.
Oh, Lord have mercy, help me. Debbie, Debbie, what you think about the house, Debbie? Oh my God.
My dad said that he building a house. Them folks want one day. They want their money. He ain't got no. You can't even pay them. So they done put a hold on that. Ain't no more building. He ain't got no labor money. He got no money.
Oh God.
All that stuff is going on right now, ain't it?
Oh my
It's
God.
going on right now, real time. And that's the truth. And then let me tell you about Martell, how stupid it is. Now he went to that wedding with that girl with his dumb self had on that old ugly hot suit with that ring around the collar I be talking about. Now he said he's selling suits. He's a designer. Why he didn't have no cards out there passing out and get them folks to wear some of his suits? Why he didn't make no money? See what I'm talking about? See, that's a slow bird.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You selling suits? And you didn't tell the people, look, well, I got these designer suits. Let me show you. I can have them here today and do your wedding and make some money. He didn't even do that. He didn't even have on no nice suit. He had on that old hot suit with that ring around the collar and the tie dirty.
Oh my God.
She told me saying them suits hot.
Debbie. Oh my God.
Nobody want to buy them hot suits.
Yeah, it was on hot suit. You could see that ring around the collar. The tie was dirty. How you get on TV like that and you say you selling suits? I can't make this stuff up now. This is what I seen.
You ain't lying, Debbie. This is not alleged. Everything is the truth. Okay. My question, Debbie, to you: why do you think he keep wearing the same suit?
Because he can't. That's the only one he can wipe off and get the stains out. He got no money for the cleaners. Suits cost cleaners money. See, Mel took care of that. Mel sent his church to the cleaners. They be nice and white and starched. Suits be all clean and pressed. Ain't no stains on them or nothing. Now he got to find a suit that don't have many stains on it. But that tie and that shirt was dirty. And I seen that, and that's not a leg.
Oh my God, help me. Okay, we got another final question for Debbie. Debbie, do you think he cut the pants legs on that one too? We didn't see the bottom half of it. You think?
I hope not, because that's so ugly. You know, he probably, now he got to wear that suit a little bit more. See, that's that suit, that's his go-to suit. He wear that all the time. That's why you always see him in it. Why you don't see him in none of them suits he paid that $100,000 for? Because he ain't gave that man no $100,000. He didn't even pay the workers. So how he got $100,000 to go in business to make suits?
Oh, Lord.
Make it make sense.
You know, when you laugh so hard, it's like my shoulder blades hurt. Everything hurting up here. Somebody said he's selling bean pies, child.
Sweating in this suit.
Right. Come on, look at bean pies. Ooh,
that man is one step away of being on the highway with a sign. Give me some money. Nickels, dimes. That's what he on there working. He can't build no house. You can't pay the workers. You can't buy the materials. You can't sell suits. You was at a wedding and couldn't even sell a suit.
Oh Lord, Debbie, not the highway.
The highway. That's all he fit for.
You had a bucket boys in Chicago.
Yep. But he can't be no bucket, Chit Chat. He can't be the bucket, so he need a sign. Yeah. I work for lunch or something because that shirt was dirty. Now, how he gonna sell suits and his suit dirty? I just don't know how you gonna do that. You say you selling suits, but your suit dirty, and you got the ring around the collar.
Oh wow! He gonna repurpose the suits like he did that pinkish one, where he cut the pants legs off and made it into like knickerbockers or whatever.
He might well tear that up and make a dish rag or something out of that crap. That's ugly. They nobody gonna buy that. And he, I don't care what kind of suit he buy. Ain't nobody gonna buy it because he don't even have no cars to try to sell none of them ugly suits. They're ugly anyway.
Oh, child. They putting will work for food in the chat. I just put hashtag will work for food. Lord have mercy. The prophetess needs to see some new clothes in Martell's future. Can you see that?
Don't trust her. She can't see nothing. All she trying to see is Mel's money, and she didn't get none. That's why she mad.
Ooh,
I don't care. Some people like that is scammers and charlatans, as they used to say. That lady, she works than a snake oil salesman on TV talking that crap today. And then talk to that lady like that. Ooh, I wish I had been that girl. I'd have read her. You two would have had something to talk about. I'd have read her. I'd have run off the internet. I'd have ran off the internet with my mouth. Woo-wee.
Lord, Debbie.
They would say you was just never gonna get monetized. I'd have told them I'm getting her. I don't give no. I'd have been I'd have went off.
Debbie, you say you don't care about the monetization. It's just don't let loose. Oh my goodness. Debbie.
I bet she'd have been running in and calling on Jesus for real when I got through with her.
Hell,
it's worth it sometimes. It's worth it.
Baby, look. Oh my God.
Man, I love Miss Debbie, man. She is like the auntie everybody needs.
I love you, Miss Debbie. I am sure that she might watch this thing, or somebody might copy it and give it to her, and she'd be like, what did I do?
Yep.
I'm saying, cause I'm gonna tell you, she try to come for me. If she come for me, I got her. I bet you she'll run back home. And whoever told her who I was and where I was, she won't come back no more. Lorraine, you better tell them how I get down on the Patreon. Ain't nothing nice.
Yeah, buddy.
Ain't nothing nice now. I'm only nice if you let me be. I'm a sport, and I'm a mean sport. I don't play no games.
Okay.
None.
Baby, let her come to the shy. I straighten her out.
Look, they don't know about the shy, okay? Yeah. And we got somebody else in common from the shy. Me, Don Michelle's Mel's manager, Shy Town, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Wow. Debbie, I asked you to take us on home, and when I tell you, have you guys laughed so much? It's like I'm dizzy over here. I don't know what's going on.
You understand? Oh my God. And Debbie, you don't disappoint.
Did you tell me I could cut up in the members only Friday?
Absolutely.
I'm going for it then. Oh, I'm going for it.
Absolutely. I ain't turning no monetization, no nothing on that members only coming up Friday, okay? So
the only reason I ask, I don't want to get you in no trouble, and I don't want to mess with your money. You know what I'm saying? I'm respectful. But if you say I can go, I'm going to rip them one.
Yeah, we may do private. we may do something special. Look, it's on and popping on Friday. But
I'll sure be there.
I can't wait to see you. Thank you so much, guys. All of you. L'Oreal, thank you. I haven't seen your pretty face in a while. Thank you for joining me. Blessing again. Thank you for joining me. You guys know I gotta acknowledge my chat. Debbie got them cutting up, saying,
Yep.
Lord, everybody. Debbie YouTube channel now. You ain't ready for Auntie Debbie, okay?
She put it so plain, she make you feel so dumb by the time you finish asking her something.
Yes. I'm telling you, love me from Debbie. I love all of you all though. Real talk. Real talk.
I love you too, Chit Chat. I love coming on your panel because you give women a chance to speak their mind, and everybody have different opinions, and we can all learn from one another. And I really love it. And I thank you for having me.
You are welcome.
That's one thing I love about your channel is that it doesn't matter what the topic. For me, I always get something to take away, something that I learn.
Yeah.
Yes, me too. Yes.
I do too. Look, it's just on my channel, but I do too. I promise you. So I thank you guys as well. You guys know you are my sisters. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. This live, I had it scheduled, then I rescheduled to tomorrow. I had to make a run. Then I said, let me go ahead and go live tonight. And thank God that I did. The gems that were dropped, the knowledge that was taught back all of you guys. I have a different perspective now on my stance of not even wanting to usher in anybody in my life that's going to try to foresee my future or whatever the case may be. And it's not like I was 100% closed off. Again, I just peep game. And that's the reason why, because there's so many false prophets out here. Not saying she is, but from what I see, and I didn't see God nowhere. I didn't hear her say it. I didn't see it when she typed it. Nothing. And it is what it is. But thank God, it is the spirit of revelation, like she said, like Mel been saying, and it's all been revealed. So it's my hope that they can. Mel not going to address it. We know that. She's covered, and like I said, with her support, she's really covered. Anybody that come out, this person will start a YouTube channel tomorrow. It's not going to make an impact because it's more of us for her than against her. You know what I'm saying? And I think that as long as we all keep that at the forefront, because it is tactics of people, it is to a certain extent. And I think that they want to chip away. We had something last week. They was trying to blame the millimeters, calling Ali or whatever, Now it's something every week. And we just got to be mindful of it and recognize it and move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
And Mel need to go on drop that book. Drop that book and get it out there and shut them down. And let the chips fall where they may.
That's right. She adding chapters and chapters and chapters. You know what I mean? Every week she can add a chapter. So she's blessed. We love us a Mel. And we're not going nowhere. So that's Carlos. You can keep them off of YouTube. I promise you, whatever put out there, we gonna talk about it.
Exactly. And if I ever get on his channel, I'm gonna run him off YouTube.
Oh, and I would love to see that.
Last night I was listening to the Side Chick Award, her song. I was like, damn, Mel, you did went in.
Yes.
It's like, wow.
Absolutely. Yeah, we want Carlos to drop the link in your chat, Carlos, so we can come up.
Yeah, let me come on. Y'all come on. I want to run him off. You talking about the internet on fire, I break it. I bet he won't come back when I get through with him. Little dirty self. See, I can't say what I want to say now.
He's not going to do that.
Yeah.
Carlos is too stupid to be so smart to drop the link on his live because he know people are going to rip him a new one. He'll have another one.
We can cut the head off of that snake. Because that's what it is. A snake slithering around. And a cowardly snake. What them old scary snakes, that's what he is. He a scary snake. It wouldn't be hard to cut his head off. Oh, baby, I'll slip up behind him and cut him clean. A clean cut.
We don't condone
Carlos is dirty. He done a lot of women dirty. It's going to come back on him.
Yeah. That's what it seems. I will be watching Love, because that's one thing I'm not going to say that I got it from her, but a lot of content creators, we try to mix other things in, and that's just life. That's what I was going to use as my backup channel, more when it comes to hot topics or things like that. But yeah, I'll be covering Love and Marriage Detroit. It's already a man on there, from what I can see, that was talking down on his wife. We know we see that on Bell Collective with Cliff and Latrice. So, that seems to be the theme, and I don't get that. But we have to talk about that tomorrow, guys. We had 3 hours, 45 minutes. We are out of here. Bless. I love you, L'Oreal. Love you, Debbie. I love me some.
Love you guys.
Love, ladies. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
And let me acknowledge the chat. Thank you, Zanalda, for the super sticker. Deborah Jackson, thank you for this super sticker. Miss J, thank you so much for the Cash App. I really appreciate you all. Thank you to everyone who donated to the channel tonight. Much love to you. To the new members, we have T, Nakayla, and Addie Dixon. Thank you guys for joining the Cutie Crew. Hopefully you guys will join me for my members only live this coming Friday. To my sis, my mod, sis, if you don't get you some rest, child, I've been waiting for you to drop off. I know you got a trip to plan. I'm not sure if you're still working out the week, but thank you for holding it down. I love you, sis. To my cutie crew in the house, you guys always represent. Mary, Kelly, Cricket, Angela Richardson, Michelle B, Victoria, Juan Davis. We had a lot more cutie crew. They sleep, child. Bad Apple. Let me acknowledge the panel. What a great panel tonight. From the start of the live until the end. Maritha, my sis, you know I love me some you. Blessy, love you, Blessy. Gail joined us. Jazzy J joined us at the end. Lori L, Sassy TV, LaDawn, Anthony, Hannah, Pinky the housewife. Definitely not gonna forget my Debbie. Bad Apple. BLS dropped some knowledge tonight. I got Gail, right? I think I got Gail. Yes. So for everyone that joined me on the panel tonight, thank you guys so much. This chat, this live would not be anything without you guys. And I'm just glad for the support. I'm glad and happy for the sisterhood, the friendship. To the brothers that join us, we had Terrell earlier. We had Anthony Lofties. It was another guy. I thought I wrote his name down, but I didn't. But I thank you guys. Basham was dropping knowledge all up and through. Thank you, T Mama. I will check. I will check. Okay. Thank you for that. All right, I'm going to go up and come back down just to try to acknowledge as many people as I can on my way out. Jazzy J is a Cutie Crew member. Anita Wyatt, Cutie Crew member. Pink Diva is a mod, sis, Cutie Crew member. All of the above. Show Styles and Spirit. Thank you so much for stopping through. If you guys are not subscribed to Show Styles and Spirit, we had Tenacious T. Oh my goodness. Trending. Pinky, the housewife, Sassy, TV, Anthony Lofties, Pretty Brown Eyes. Pretty Brown Eyes. I almost missed saying Pretty Brown Eyes for being on the chat. But all of them that I just mentioned are content creators. Make sure you subscribe to them, guys. Maritha, take care of yourself if you're still listening. All right. Good night, PDS. Thank you, PDS, for joining me. Shay P was cutting up in the chat. Thank you, Shay P, for joining me. May May, Reality, Deshonda, Wanda Coleman, Daughter of Israel, Deborah Valentine, Wanda Coleman. Let's see, Stephanie 614, ADR. My gosh, grilled asparagus, Sons, the minor side effect. Get an old school George Foreman grill and a tried true crock pot. Yep. Yeah, I'm on my health kick too. Big time. And the good thing is I'm not even hungry. Vegetables, I made some fresh tuna steak last night. It was delicious. So yeah, we gotta do better. All of us, guys. All right, Candace Cheatham, good night. Nope, sugar is not our friend. Now, that's one thing I don't eat much of at all. I have sugar-free flavors for my coffee and zero sugar creamer. And it's delicious too. But great point. Great advice. All right, Michaela. Good night. Debbie. Got my head hurting. My shoulders hurting. My face finally dried off from the tears. We're going to pray for Martell and some new suits, child, because we tired. We tired of seeing that white tuxedo. We tired of seeing this brown suit. We tired of seeing the pinkish that's now knickerbockers or whatever the case may be. Yes, we love us some Hannah Grace. Hannah Grace was on the panel as well. I hope I didn't miss saying her. Good night, Sunny James, Miss Tasha, Shaquita. Tyra is out of here. I will tease Tyra Friday. It's late. Good night, everybody. All these laughing emojis is for Debbie. Debbie dropped the mic stand, the cord to the mic, everything, okay? Debbie Cricket. Good night, Cricket. Good night, Michelle B. R. Heb. Kendra. Debbie was being so good. Debbie was quiet. Look, I already know. When Debbie laying back in the cut, it's about to be on. But prayers up to our girl, Melody Cherie. Mel is going to be A-OK. A no weapon formed shall prosper. That's the her, that's the us, all of that. Shirley Williams, soaps and everything beautiful. Okay, so that sounds like a YouTube channel. Shirley, I think I've seen you before. But if you guys are not subscribed to Shirley Williams' channel, make sure to support the content creators. Like Maritha said, I think it's enough for everybody. So I have to get me some type of schedule down where I can watch everybody. That's the hard thing. Working, YouTube, home life. He know Coleslaw family can't afford no $700 suits. Oh my goodness, you all are hilarious. Debbie did it. It's Debbie's fault. All right, I'm getting down to the bottom. Remember the other lady who came from male after being upset about the reconciliation of the females while in the woods. Yeah, that's what I think they don't know. We know the history. And to the prophetess, hopefully she watched the live and got something out of it. You know, as with life, it's a lot of people that don't agree with me. Oh, for those of you watching, there's still 613 people in here. I don't know if I said it at the start of the live. I don't know why my dog growling. Somebody, when they made the post, before anybody knew who this lady was, somebody was in the comment section on Instagram talking about, is it Chit Chat? When I tell y'all I wanted to snap, but I was nice. You ladies are rubbing off on me. Don't put my name out there, because I ain't gonna put your name out there. Whoever she was, I don't even know if she a subscriber, but don't do that. You know Chit Chat gonna say what she gotta say, right? I ain't doing nothing sneaky in the background. It's not serving me no purpose. So whatever I got to say, I'm gonna say it right here. But all right, guys, it's late. I appreciate you guys so much. It means the world to me that you stayed up. I hope that you guys can get a couple hours rest before it's time for you to clock in or whatever you got to do in the morning. But it means the world to me that you guys stayed up extra late. We're going to try to get this down to the at least 2-hour mark going forward. But I doubt it. Thank you, Victoria. Excellent panel. These ladies don't play. I look forward to each and every one of them. I promise you. Even the new ones, even you guys in the chat, if you would like to hit the link, come up. Channel star from 1 subscribers. Panel star from 1 person clicking the link. Click the link and share your knowledge with us as well. All right, I'm out of here. Yes, it was, Elizabeth. You guys are great. It's because of you all. Members only Friday is, let me look at my page. I think it's 5:30 Central. No, it's not 5:30 Central. It's 7:30 Central. Let me double check. It's 5:30 my time. So 7:30 Central. Let me check real quickly. If you guys want to join the Cutie Crew, the link is in the description of each video, or you can scroll on my community wall. It is there. Or if you want to join, just comment somewhere. Let me know and I'll repost the link. Cutie Crew members only is, it's at 6 p.m. on Friday, so 8 Central. I'm glad I looked. 8 Central. And I put it at 6 because I got to take my little doggies to the groomer, so. And get their shots and all that stuff too. They got to be boarded when I leave out of the country the following week. And good night, Just Justified. All right, we out of here, guys. 3 hours, 55 minutes, and counting. Thank you, Erica. I appreciate you. Yes, join the crew. We're going to amp it up, members. We're going to amp it up. I'm working. I think I told you guys I'm working on a couple things. But my thing is, is the connection. So I can post like I did today, things that share. But I like to chit chat for real. And our little members only lives are really, really special. So, okay, I'm gone for good, guys. Everybody have a great night. Chat with you soon. Bye.